Not bad. Welcome back to the Tier 1 Live podcast. I am your host, Brent Tucker. With us, special guest, recently retired from 5th Special Forces Group, Sergeant Major Travis Horning. Welcome to the show, brother.
What's up, Travis?
Buddy. Happy to be here.
Just did a recording with him. Magnet is here from Lion Arms, guy on the couch, as always. You're consistent. It's the only. It's the one of the few things I like about you. As always, Drew behind the computer, making it happen. So far, so good.
Yeah, it hasn't even blinked or nothing. So
no,
we're making some headway.
Drew's been putting in work, guys, and I believe it's going to pay off today. All right, Drew, let's do it. All right. We got a decent amount to cover tonight. We already, like I said, we did a recording earlier with Travis. Just to tell you a little bit more about Travis, because as any good man, he won't tell you about himself. You, I believe, are the only person I know to have all those tabs on your shoulder. Airborne, Sapper, Ranger, Special Forces. All of them. All the tabs you could wear, you got.
Yeah. Why not get them all?
I wasn't aware it was a competition, but I lost. That's not true. I knew it was a competition. Everyone knew it was a competition, but you got them. Me and Travis served together in SERE. He was on I was going to say elite team, but what's the word you want to use for Jedburgh? A unique team?
Specialized.
A specialized team. There you go. A specialized Special Forces team. That's just redundant, but you're not wrong. So we go through the history of it on the episode, but the Jedburghs were an amazing unit formed in World War II. They got disbanded after that, but SF brought them back. What year did they bring back the Jedburghs?
In 2014.
In 2014. Small 3-man teams.
Correct.
That were highly skilled, highly trained, and that you were. You guys impressed us a lot with the amount of knowledge that 3 men can bring to the battlefield. And you guys did that. And that's why we maintained our friendship this long. And I couldn't wait for him to retire and come back and come down here and talk to you guys about the Jedburghs. So... and the other, not only did you do all the schools, you did all the wars: Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria.
Correct.
We were talking about that. I mean, there's not many of us that did all 3 wars. So it was that's just a luck of the draw, right place, right time frame. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I wasn't there for the invasions, but that's what allowed me to be a part of all of them.
I know. You don't get it both. If you're on a team during the invasion in 2001, well, you won't be on a team by the time SERE kicked off.
Correct.
So you can't have it all. But I like the way it worked out. I like the experience of 3 different combat theaters.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. Let's go with a Iran war update. Surprise. We're still kicking their ass. It's not even close. We're just crushing them, and we're crushing them at will. We're doing whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it. It's do you see a possibility of us putting any ground troops into Iran?
No. I don't, and I hope we don't.
Someone asked me if I thought we were going to put like a Delta Force team to go in and secure nuclear facilities. I said, I wouldn't. Why? We're going to bring them to their knees. They're going to put in a new regime that's American friendly. If not, we'll just come back and do it again. And then after they do that, they're just going to walk us into the facilities. There's no need to need to take it right now. Give it a few months. They will walk us into the facilities. So I'm with you. I see absolutely no reason, not even a very specialized manner, to put troops on the ground.
No, I mean, everything's going so
Splendidly.
the way it's supposed to.
It's going splendidly.
Splendidly.
Thank you, Drew.
5,000 targets.
I do see a possibility of a speed bump. Their Navy, what we thought was desecrated, is really it's getting a second wind.
I heard about
and this. They might, with the new help they got, they might be able to do something about it. We have a video of it. Terrifying, really.
Yeah.
This is SFG Navy, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy.
I don't know. That's twice as much power as what they really have.
I think that guy got off one more shot than the rest of the Navy got off.
For sure.
That's about where they're at. Now, don't get me wrong. Am I saying like this thing's almost over? It's an air it's an air campaign. It could last for months.
Correct.
But there's only one outcome to it. You know, this. Speaking of the Iranian war, more than just them losing a lot more assets since last week is in the news. There is people losing their minds over the possibility of a draft. I don't know if you guys heard about this. People are very upset about it, and they're already thinking of ways how to dodge a draft.
Can I get drafted?
Yeah, nice. Yeah. In fact, some of us volunteer for it. So this, if you look it up, you'll see news article. You're on social media, and it's in your algorithm. You'll see people so concerned about it. It all came over this. Levitt's comments from an interview on Fox News Sunday morning, Futures, where she asked about the potential of boots on the ground or a draft amid the ongoing conflict with Iran. I know a lot of politics like to do that quickly, but the president, as commander-in-chief, wants to continue to assess the success of the military operation. It's not a part of the current plan right now, but the president, again, wisely keeps his options on the table, said Levitt. That was it. He's just keeping his options on the table about ground troops, about a draft. Just keeping his off. No one's getting drafted. Settle down. Like it's crazy. You know, there's people already making fun of Trump. I can't defend him on this. If it seems pretty apparent that he dodged the draft in Vietnam, but he's commander-in-chief now, and I don't. Again, I'm not defending it. I'm just not. But what a guy did as an 18-year-old scared rich kid, and what he does 60 years later as president isn't the same. And so they're like, that draft dodger can't. How dare he even think of drafting Americans? He dodged the draft. Well, he can. But he's not going to. Yeah. He can, but he's not going to. There's no need. Drew, did we give a Magnet a microphone?
Nope.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Now he's got it.
Oh, now you don't want to say. Now you don't want to say what you said. What'd you say?
I already forgot.
I heard a still small voice in my head.
Yeah.
It was Magnet. without a microphone.
So I watch these analysts talking about, we've greatly underestimated Iran, and they have a 500,000 man army, and they're just going on and on about an air campaign's not going to do it. We're going to have to put troops on the ground, or we're just going to have to leave this thing unfinished. I don't agree with that. We do not have to put troops on the ground. And in fact, there's really no way we can leave this thing unfinished. We can leave this thing tomorrow, not drop another bomb, and what we set out to do has already happened. Regime change with a message that says change your ways, or you know what we're capable of. We already won. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think a big difference is between any of the other stuff is the population there is happy to make change and like, okay, we got it from here.
Yeah. And there were plenty of Iraqis and Afghans that were really happy about us being there at the beginning too. And as wars go on and drag on, people do look at people as from their saviors to occupiers, and I get that, which is why if you never go in, you never get a chance to do that. Trump said in his very first speech that the Iranian people, this is your opportunity. You've been asking for help for a long time. This is the best opportunity you're ever going to get, and we will. That being said, I don't expect the Iranian people to do something just yet. Just wait. Let us continue to thin out the herd and wait for the best opportunity. Do you think it may not be U.S. ground troops? Do you think the Kurds will get involved? I know we've been talking to them, asking them to maybe take up arms and go in there, and they'll get plenty of air support from us. Of course, here's the problem. They don't have JTACs. If we're not going to put Americans on the ground, it'll be a little bit difficult to truly support them as well as we can. It takes troops on the ground to do that.
Yeah.
But that's where it gets a little tough. But we can still protect them.
Yes.
With a coordinated attack, we can protect them.
And they're capable.
They are.
I mean, we've been training them forever.
They are, and arming them forever. Yes. They're capable, and not just capable through equipment. They're capable mentally, physically, tactically. They are capable.
They're smart.
They wiped the floor with ISIS wherever they met them, with really very, very little help from us.
Yep.
But we will see. I do not think we are going to commit ground troops, but we'll see. He said he'll keep all options on the table, and I agree with that answer. Why would you ever tell the enemy what you're going to do? He'd be like, no, we're just going to bomb you. We're not going to commit ground troops. Why would you ever say what you're going to do in war?
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. From draft and walking back, continue closer to home, there was a report that came out about drones being an issue with California, that Iran has signaled that they're going to strike us, and pretty much the only way they can do that is through some type of drone warfare. Their Navy can't get out of its port. Their probably one and only submarine couldn't even hide. Their airplanes are probably all destroyed by now. There's really nothing they can do except possibly a drone attack. But even that would have to be very, very coordinated, and it is possible. And I'm glad we caught wind of this, and it allows us to be more vigilant. But even their Shahed drone, their kamikaze Shahed drone, that could really cause some damage if it was struck. It has a 1,500 mile radius, which is really long. Which is a great range from Iran to neighboring countries, but it ain't going to make it here. And what ship are you going to put that on to launch it from 1,500 miles away from California?
Right.
That ain't
the ship we just showed in the video.
that ship. They're going to be rowing a while.
That ship sailed.
If they left,
We got it sinking.
if they were forward thinking enough, they'd have left port 3 years ago, and they'll be there in 3 more months.
Yeah.
With that being said, let's roll that tape, Drew, and see what they're saying about that.
FBI warning of possible Iranian drone attacks on our homeland. A new alert reviewed by ABC News revealing Iran's aspirations to conduct a surprise attack specifically against unspecified targets in California. The FBI saying it's warned police departments across the Golden State now of strikes by unmanned aerial vehicles or drones as tensions rise in the Middle East. Let's get straight to our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Kontursky. Aaron, what are you learning?
We've reviewed an alert that came within the last couple of weeks, Kira, just recently from the FBI to law enforcement agencies up and down the California coastline, warning that Iran is aspiring now to perhaps launch some kind of a retaliatory attack on the U.S. mainland using drones on the West Coast. The alert that we reviewed said an uncorroborated report suggested that unidentified Mexican cartel leaders had authorized attacks using drones.
So that is their only possibility. Working with cartels and launching drones from south of the border to Southern California, or smuggling drones in and then launching a coordinated attack there. Now that is a possibility. I don't want to sound divisive because I've said before, I'm a little tired of being divisive, but this isn't being divisive. This is calling out what's happened for the past, calling out what's happened in the past and really calling for unity in the future and being better moving forward. The right has pounded the pulpit for years to secure our southern borders. And the left, there's just no other way to say it. The left has been more than happy to let illegal immigrants flow freely across the border for votes so they can stay in power. And they did it this whole time. And we're still fighting about border security. We've never unified over border security. I can't think of a better bipartisan issue. And it wasn't always that way. Bill Clinton talked about border security, was very tough on the border. I don't know what happened in the past.
Hillary Clinton
talked about it.
Obama.
Well, he talked about it. I mean, and he was good at deporting people, but you know what? You don't have to deport people if you keep them from coming in. And at the end of the day, the border is it's really a national security issue. And it's what it's always been.
Yep.
It's really what it's always been. And if you're intentionally doing something to weaken your country or to make your country more susceptible to attack, that's treason. It's treasonous. It is. And I made this point to someone before, and like, well, Brent, you got to watch out. That's a really strong word. I said, I know. It's why I used it. I understand what the words mean. I know what words mean. I don't know what they all mean, but I know what that one means. And I laid it out. That's why I call it treason. That's the definition of treasonous activity.
That's right.
It has to stop. It absolutely has to stop. And I really hope nothing happens. And in a weird way, the cartels just took a hit. America's been putting boots to bad guys here lately. So I think Iran can ask that all they want. I'm telling you, I don't think the cartels want to play right now.
That's a tall ask.
That's a tall ask. They're like, hey, if this was Biden, maybe. You know, if this was Kamala, maybe. But you don't want to poke that bear.
I don't think the cartels care as much as about the cause. Like, they care about money.
Exactly. That's a great point. That's right. They have no emotional attachment to this. The only thing they really hate, they hate their own country. They hate America to some degree if it ties into messing with their money. Mm-hmm. But when it doesn't, they have no issues. And you think they want
They don't want any attention.
Yeah, that's right. They don't want that attention.
Do they have those drone capabilities in Mexico?
Well, the cartels have enough money, and that technology absolutely exists. And with the that's actually a good question. And how do you connect that?
Right.
And it is it's not a far stretch. The drone technology has grown, and warfare drone by leaps and bounds due to the Ukrainian-Russia war. Well, who's one of Iran's biggest allies? Russia. And so if Iran can easily get that technology from Russia and easily push that technology over to the cartels, it wouldn't be hard to get them that technology. But thankfully, I agree with you, Travis, that they don't. It's not their best interest.
Yep. To them, it's a business.
That's right, and that is what it is. It is everything they do revolves around not cutting off their money supply. And I couldn't think of anything. This is an air campaign. We have ground troops to spare.
Yeah.
So cartels, you want to go do and trust. And guess what else? We still have airplanes to spare. Our whole force is not over there. We have plenty here protecting the homeland. And
I'm curious what the percentage is, but it's for sure less than 50% of our aircraft that we're using. For sure. Right. That's being generous.
Let's move that mic in front of Rich.
They don't want to mess with Texas either. The cartel.
They don't. That's why they were talking about messing with California. I don't think they're definitely not scared of California. In fact, I don't know if you saw that clip. Gavin Newsom said he doesn't read too good. Did you see that clip?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can bring that up later.
Oh, it's a good one.
It's so bad. That guy he was
trying to relate.
He was trying to relate. He was just trying to relate to black. If I remember to black people, like I'm like you. I don't read good. I mean, it's not necessarily what he said, but that is. That was the gist of it. And everyone else is like, why would you say that? Anyway,
I was told. Dad told me he watched the funeral of
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson.
Yeah,
and Biden was there, and Biden was speaking, and said. He said, because you're old and you stutter, people think you're dumb. And he's like, well, I'm probably smarter than all of y'all. It's like, of course, no one would think of that, but because of the race issue,
right?
Everybody thinks it.
Someone shut up, Grandpa Biden. Your racism is showing, and it is. That's who he was. I almost covered that. We have so much other things to cover, but I did look. I was looking at that. That was crazy because the Jackson family actually asked them to come pay respects and leave politics out of it.
Yeah, his son did.
And then Obama came in and talked about politics. Kamala Harris came in and talked about politics.
Yep.
And Joe Biden came in and talked about politics.
Yep.
Super disrespectful. Very disrespectful. If I was them, the problem is where you want to strike back, right? You want to show that your God, Allah, and his great prophet Muhammad, which you have told everyone will protect you, and he's the greatest, and that's why we're so great. I don't know why their Islamic God is not protecting them right now, but that's another point. You got to strike back. You have to. But here's the problem. Where do you strike back? Drew, there's a video that really breaks it down why it's really so difficult to answer that question.
The green light to bomb the U.S. Now we just have to decide where to drop it. Any ideas?
How about New York?
Now what, and solve their crime and trash problem? No, not New York.
We could hit Chicago.
What, and cut their murder rate in half? No, not Chicago.
Los Angeles?
What, and solve homelessness? And for what purpose? To prevent Fast and Furious 19?
We could do Baltimore.
Or Philadelphia? Detroit?
No.
These people got some time on their hands.
God, there's got to be somewhere we can hit that doesn't make them stronger.
We could destroy the farmland.
Gates is already doing that.
Minneapolis?
Whose team are you even on? America's genius. Ruin their major cities just enough where attacking them doesn't make sense.
We could bomb Disney World.
Look, America may be our enemy, but we're not animals, okay?
I don't know, maybe just Epcot then?
Wait, I got it. We'll poison the food supply. Damn bitch.
He knows the stuff.
Sir, they're already doing that themselves.
Oh, God.
We can bomb the Panhandle.
We might as well bomb the ocean.
Oh gosh, I didn't hate the Disney thing. We could do Disneyland instead.
What about the Busch Gardens?
You've been given the green light to bomb.
Busch Gardens taking strays.
It's all Florida. It's all Florida. Why do you want to bomb Florida?
We can bomb the Panda. Might as well bomb the ocean. Gosh, that one got me. I don't know. I have no idea who they are and what their goal is to make pure comedy gold like that. But they nailed it, and I hope they make more videos if they can keep up that quality.
That was good.
Oh, speaking of bombing New York City, you're late to the party because your fellow Muslims already tried to bomb it. Smaller bombs. I don't know if you guys are tracking the story on this one, but and again, I'll call it a spade a spade. Jake Land, he's an extreme right-wing activist. Now we have him on our side too. He's probably the really only one that I can name that goes out in public and stirs up things the way he does. I don't like the way he does things. He'll go out and take a Quran and put bacon on it, or try to burn a Quran. Mamdani's house, the governor house that he stays in, he brought a roasted pig to him, and they were going to eat it, both because it's pork and a pig, and Mamdani is Muslim, and it's Ramadan, so he can't eat. So he was one who started this basically no Muslims welcomed in New York City. So that sets the stage for this. I don't agree with the way he goes about it. We can beat him with the facts. Like we don't have to be outlandish like that. We don't have to be unprofessional about it. We can just beat him with logic, reasoning, the facts, and our way of life. Because our way of life is better. It's just a fact. I don't know what. In fact, what am I talking about? I was gonna try to go prove it with some sort of comparison. I don't know. Look what's happening with Iran versus America right now. I don't have to go far to prove that Islamic culture and technology is getting the crap beat out of them, and we had to travel half a world away to take this fight to them. They have home team advantage, and they still could do nothing to keep us out. And that's one of many examples that I could use with Islamic culture and Islamic religion. They do not line up with our views. They're anti everything America stands for. No freedom of speech. They might have us on the Second Amendment. They do seem to be pretty pro-gun, but I don't. But besides that, they're not. When it comes to women having any sort of rights, freedom of religion. Our episode Monday is going to show you from an Iranian who was born and raised in Iran and lived under Muslim control, how his family had everything taken from them and beaten just because they weren't Muslim. And we did an episode on Islam, and people said, no, that doesn't happen. Certain people. Like that's not true. That doesn't happen. Well, go live in a Muslim country and report back to me.
Yeah.
Your facts were wrong.
Yeah, right. So this is what has set the stage for this. Drew, what video do we have next?
Outrage
coming. Yeah, speaking of Mamdani, first of all, let's just, before this thing even started, let me show you some of the things he's been doing.
Allahu Akbar. You want to make some of that?
Looks like a KLE we did in Iraq, doesn't it, Travis?
For sure.
Growing up with being taught that.
I've seen that number one
that
before.
Was an interesting move that he just
Yes,
did there,
was.
that one finger up thing. We've got this from End Wokeness. Take a look. Yeah, ISIS suspect. We pointed this out yesterday, and this has become the thing. ISIS's hand gesture is the one finger up. I don't know where they came up with that one. Yeah, there you go. Those are ISIS guys. Those are beheaders and rapists, you know, Democrats, basically. And
That's what he
we
said.
can go back to
That's what he said.
Other picture right there from City Hall. There is one of the guys who I guess is a Muslim TikToker or something. And there he is
Means
giving
he's a
the
TikToking
ISIS
bomb.
salute. Now, again, you can say whatever you want about prayer, and everyone's entitled to have their own private beliefs. Of course, this is on public property, but I really think it is worth mentioning. You can see the slow creep of this thing happening right now, and it's actually not happening very slowly. It's happening quite quickly. We pointed out yesterday that Mayor Mamdani, instead of having the police officer who jumped over the fence to stop the guy who threw the bomb, the Islamist jihadist who was trying to kill people. Instead, he had, what's his name? Who was the guy? The Colombia guy, Mahmoud Khalil over, who's not an American citizen. He had him over for dinner, who was leading chants of River to the Sea and Globalized the Intifada.
Pause that just real
and all
quick.
that.
The guy he's talking about, Mahmoud Khalil, is an Islamic extremist. He's very pro-Palestine. Not that doesn't make him an extremist alone, although if he really understands the views, which he does, that does make him an extremist. He's a proponent of worldwide intifada. He is a supporter of Hezbollah. He does not deserve to. He is a symbol of hate, is what he is. He is a symbol of hate. However, he aligns with Mamdani's views because they're both Muslims. And this is how Mamdani skirted that issue. This is how he tried to work his way around it. He said he had him at Gracie Mansion, which of course is a governor's house, claiming that he was standing up for free speech rights. That's crazy. We're going to get to some rights here and debate and talk about that. But just because you have free speech doesn't make it a good idea. And you can say whatever you want, but it doesn't mean that you have to let anyone come in and have a position and share what great people did before you in New York City and the governor's mansion. Let me just spin it for a second. Could you imagine, like really on the other side would be a Nazi. Could you imagine him bringing a Nazi in and bringing him to dinner and be like, well, I'm just celebrating free speech. I mean, he's a Nazi. He can say whatever he wants. It's free speech. You think he's going to do that? No?
No.
Okay. That's my problem with the left. No consistency. But that is far from the problem here. Let's keep going.
Embroiled in another scandal here, although quite frankly, this one, in some sense, I don't see how it's a scandal because he just is and is doing everything that was obviously going to happen. But the other scandal involves his wife. Take a look at this. It's from Henshi, who's a ex-commentator. New York City Mayor Mamdani's wife liked this picture of 12-year-old Yagil Yaakov, who was kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th. His father was murdered. He was forced to strip in front of all these people and then abused. Hamas posted this picture. So let's just leave it up for just a second. Obviously, we have to blur some of it for YouTube purposes, but that is a 12-year-old boy whose father was just killed, who was kidnapped, stripped by a bunch of absolute savage, barbaric, backwards lunatics. And Mamdani's wife liked that picture.
Maybe
now,
she
she's
thought
got
they were
2
rescuing
million
him.
followers on Instagram. And again, I'm not surprised.
Always looking on the bright side.
She's a Hamas supporter. He's a Hamas supporter. They're supporters of the Islamist project, right? Like the terrorist ideology, and they're importing it into the city. And he swore an oath on the Quran, not on the Old Testament or the New Testament, or what they should every politician should swear on, which is the Constitution, but that's a separate issue. But now there's all this outrage.
Originally, it was a law that in every state had to be the Bible.
Doesn't surprise me at all. This is a guy who won't condemn, globalize the Intifada and everything else. Here he is asked about his wife liking a picture of a kid who was surrounded by terrorists whose father was just murdered by them.
Is it anybody's business, and is it fair to question you about it?
You know, my wife is the love of my life, and she's also a private person who has held no formal position on my campaign or in my city hall.
Okay.
I, however, was elected to represent.
That's enough. Did you hear the great journalism going on by that reporter?
Yeah.
Is it fair to basically, let me translate it. Is it fair, and how dare anyone even question you about what your wife does? That's crazy. Travis, you're not even in the public eye. You are right now, but for the last 22 years, you haven't been. Are you accountable for the things your wife does?
Yeah.
As a husband, as a man of the house, if your wife goes off, even on social media or goes anywhere in public and does something crazy, would you think would it be fair if someone to talk to you about that, or at least bring it up or have a conversation with you?
Well, since when do journalists ask fair questions?
It's crazy, and you're not the mayor, right?
Right.
So let's go back and rewind this. I'll beat this dead horse as long as I have a podcast, I suppose. Do you think if Melania Trump, let's if they can't stay consistent, we'll stay consistent. If Melania Trump liked a Nazi Instagram post, do you think would it be fair if they questioned Trump about that?
Yeah, their question would not start with "Do you think?"
It'd blow up all
Would
over
it be
legacy
fair?
media.
And do you think you could be questioned about your wife and her actions? And then his answer is, "I'm a public figure, not her. This is crazy. Basically, this is crazy that anyone would even bring this trash up because she's not a public figure. I am. That is crazy. When you ran for mayor, your whole family, your adult family, are public figures.
Ran for mayor.
Yeah,
you ran for mayor of the biggest city in America, and you don't think it's a problem that your wife liked that photo? It's insane. So when we go to what happened, if you guys don't know, it'd be crazy. They had that anti-Muslim rally, which like 20 people showed up. It wasn't 20. It looks a little bit more than that. Everyone else was reporters there to cover it, or people or counter protesters. So the actual protesters that showed up was like 20, and these, which is so crazy. They were like, "Hey, get out of my city because we don't want Muslims, because Muslims cause violence, and Muslims don't adapt to our culture." I don't know where they would ever get that idea. Drew, roll the next clip. They may have got that idea from something called history, recent events, current events, things that happen all over the world all the time. Maybe that's where they got that idea. Not that one. That'll work. That'll work. I'm sorry, you're right.
How does this even happen? How do we get to this point? How do we get to this point? In America. This is brutal to watch.
Are they chanting "I love snack bars"?
Sheer excitement
I love
these
snack
people
bars.
have in their hearts.
It's a hunger crowd.
It's flabbergasting. It makes no sense whatsoever.
I can't believe there's somebody not
In
like,
America.
running in there, grabbing that flag.
So, and you could say, well, America is pretty evil because we always get painted as the bad guy. You know who's pretty nice?
Who, Brent?
Our neighbors up north.
Very nice.
Not on the hockey rink. They're not. They're a bunch of a-holes that'll high stick you, knock your tooth out. But generally speaking, outside of that, Canadians are pretty nice. Get ready, Drew. Canadians are pretty nice. Who could be mad at them? They'll just apologize to death. Well, when it comes to Islam, even Canada's catching strays. This isn't that long ago, guys. I didn't bring up something from the 80s.
If you're not militant with them, you're against them. That's how they feel.
How dare you do that to our future 51st state? How dare... That is our future 51st state.
That might be why they got lumped in.
That is, maybe. It's insane. Look around the world. That's why we don't want you here. If you would come here and you would love America and you would love our country and love our way of life like anyone else, you're welcome here. Our last live had an Iranian-born guy who came over here illegally, and then he served 22 years in the Navy. And I loved that guy's story.
Oh, man.
Guys like him can come here all they want.
Yeah, it was an amazing episode.
The recorded one's coming out Monday, too. You get the details of that. It's even crazier.
Yeah, all y'all, when that comes out, you got to watch it. The podcast recording on Donnie.
So
the Iranian, he's just American Iranian.
So who were these guys that were so mad that they threw bombs? You would assume, well, that's because bad guy America treats people like crap, and if you're not white, you can't make it. And they've been called names, and they're just struggling, and that's what brings on this violence. Drew, get ready for the next video. This next video may surprise you.
The parents of one of the alleged ISIS-loving teens who tried to detonate an IED near Gracie Mansion owns a gorgeous $2.25 million home, a sign they seized the American dream.
Are you kidding me?
After arriving from Afghanistan decades ago, the Post has learned. Alleged bomber Ibrahim Kayumi's family home spans 5,800 square feet with 6 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms in scenic Newtown, Pennsylvania, records show. Police say that Kayumi, who is 19 years old, and his friend Amir Balat, who is 18, traveled from their Bucks County enclave to attend a counter-protest against right-wing nut Jake Lang's anti-Muslim protest outside the mayor's residence.
We're gonna make sure Mandami knows that he's not welcome in New York City.
The pair allegedly hurled homemade bombs packed with a volatile explosive favored by international terrorists, known as Mother of Satan, sources have said. Dramatic viral video captured the moment Balat threw an IED as he came up behind a speaker addressing a small crowd outside the Upper East Side mansion.
They're peaceful. How dare you? They're peaceful. As he crawls over your back to throw a bomb.
Let these people in.
A comedian and
They're
actor who had
welcome.
been speaking to the group stops talking as photographers fight their way through to capture pictures of the alleged improvised explosive
All right,
device.
we can stop there.
Let's go right up to the bomb and take a photo of it.
The 19-year-old, and the other guy wasn't much further off than the 18-year-old and the 19-year-old.
Yep.
They left from their 6,000-foot mansion to show how oppressed they are in this country. That's insane. And the other problem about this is, if you watch the beginning news reports about this, they said violence breaks out at an anti-Muslim rally, and they would show pictures of like MAGA supporters and people holding American flags, and it would make you assume that the anti-Muslim crowd started doing violent things, or they threw the bomb. In fact, there was one lady who said the bombs were thrown at the mayor's residence. That's what she said. Couldn't have been any more wrong. So we can't trust our own media source.
Shocker.
So I guess, Drew, get ready. I guess this is who we're having to trust these days. Some random Australian on Instagram, and he's reported it better than I've seen any major news network report it.
He's not even on the same continent. Here we go.
Right here has got to be the sickest image I've ever seen. So badass. Apparently this inbred terrorist tried to throw a nail bomb into a crowd, screaming Allahu Akbar, whatever the fuck that means. But nah, not on this cop's watch. He jumps the barricade with his fit on, looking fly as fuck, putting his entire life on the line. As a young man, there is nothing cooler than this shit. Watching someone stare death in the face and just charge straight at it. Meanwhile, you got this fucking chump, straight retard over here, championing for unchecked immigration. Meanwhile, you got a terrorist immigrant throwing a bomb over his head. Couldn't make this shit up even if you try. People like this give me AIDS, but people like this, they give me hope, son. There is nothing cooler than seeing a dude like this look after his community. And that's it. All right, peace.
That photo is going to last forever.
That photo will last.
I guarantee it's blown up in his man cave.
It's going to be iconic.
It really will. Let me tell you about that guy real quick. That is the deputy chief, Aaron Edwards, and I wanted to look him up and see a little bit more about that guy. And I was hoping on his interviews like that he seemed like an upstanding guy. You just never know. Someone could be put in the spotlight and he doesn't present himself well, or you just never know. And I ran across a video of him talking about it. I couldn't love this guy anymore. He is the guy who you would think would do this. Drew, roll that. And you see how amazing this man is.
In terms of going viral, first off, I'm happy that I cleared that barrier. Okay? Imagine if I fell. But to me, it was just instant. I'm trying to get the bad guy. I was in real pursuit trying to get him. And just, the picture going viral, I don't want that picture to be about me. I want it to be about the day. I want it to be about what we did. I want that picture to be a reminder to New Yorkers that, your cops, the members of the NYPD, we're going to be relentless in pursuing justice. Yeah. Right? And there's going to be no obstacles. Nothing's going to stand in our way from protecting New Yorkers. The wife did send me a text message, but we've since made amends. So it was that photo, right, with the device and Sergeant Navarro and I. And it said, wrong way, sir.
You an athlete in school?
You got to just do it.
He was an athlete.
At that point, it was all instinct. There wasn't a lot of thought. There was a real threat. There was a real danger there, and the goal was just to get to it, and just take care of business. So it wasn't a lot of thought going through my mind. In terms of going viral,
God, I love it. Love it. Young men of America, look to that man. Yeah, that's who. You should have a picture in every young boy's bedroom of that man, not of some guy catching a football, not of some guy dunking a basketball. Guess what? A lot of people can do that. I mean, Magnet can't dunk a basketball, but a lot of people can do that. It takes no courage. That guy, that poster should be on the wall of every young man in America.
He didn't flinch.
Didn't flinch. I love it. He's like, nah, I didn't grow up an athlete. He was that day. Nothing was going to stop him from getting to that person and protecting New York citizens. I love everything he said. I do. Everything he said. I couldn't. In fact, we're going to get a poster of that guy, and we're going to put it in the garage. I'll put my money where my mouth is. Let that be a poster. Hey, well, Drew, see if we can get him for FRCC. Yeah, I think I'm kidding.
He's got to be a cigar smoker.
He's got to be a cigar smoker. He's too good of a guy not to be.
Yeah,
definitely drinks coffee.
Anyway, that's
coffee.
I couldn't be any happier about that guy. And after this happened, again, the other guy brought it up. When New York got attacked by terrorists today, who did Mom Donnie have over for dinner? Another terrorist, essentially. Mahmoud Khalil. You should have had Deputy Chief Aaron Edwards at your house for dinner immediately and chose not to. I'm torn. A part of me wants to say I feel sorry for New York City because they have Mamdani. Well, you voted for him. Doesn't mean every New York City and every New Yorker voted for him, but the majority did, and it makes it seem like things are really bleak. But at the same token, on the same night, we're busting on New York and for how trashy it can be, and how the leadership is trash. On the same night, guess what? I see one of the coolest videos by New York's finest I've ever seen, and it makes me go, well, hold on. Maybe there's still hope for New York City.
Hey, socialism, it just takes time, but socialists always just kind of take care of themselves over time.
Won't happen soon enough. Drew, let's go to the super chats. It's been long enough, but man, I really want to
let's talk to you boys tonight. It's Thursday night. It's for the men. Just another 11 Bravo says beer money for the boys. Thank you. Every time we're on,
there he is.
He's always donating, man. We really appreciate it. Jim J. Imperial says, isn't the job of an ODA to help overthrow and implement a new government? If so, would an ODA be on the ground for that part?
That's actually a great question. I will go to my resident unconventional warfare expert, Travis.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Magda.
No, he's our basketball expert.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, yes, essentially, but we are designed to have the ability to organize a resistance force to do that. If the government that is in place is not good, then yes.
Right. And I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to.
No.
Because what I believe is going to happen, so kind of what you're talking about is a little bit more of a traditional sense.
Yeah.
Where we don't have bombs in the air and we're not really doing it overtly.
Yeah, it's not that clear cut though.
So don't get me wrong, Green Berets have done it overtly and covertly and been successful at both. We just talked about what they did to the Taliban on the invasion of Afghanistan. It definitely adds to it, and it would make this go quicker, but at what risk to Americans? It's a risky job being on the front lines with foreigners,
especially in this day and age.
Yeah, I don't think we need it, but yes, they could, and it definitely would make it go faster. I just think with a little bit more patience that we don't need it.
The difference is between ODAs doing it and doing an air campaign is time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes very long.
I agree.
All right. Sonny Marbury says, good evening, y'all. Hope everyone has their pipes lit. Tobacco pipe, not crack pipe.
Thank you,
Brent
Sonny.
got me excited about them. I thought my group were the only ones. Also, bring on the draft. Aldo says the social media generation is full of cowards. There are good ones, though, and they will step up.
I do believe that. It's a smaller percentage, but it's a good thing we got, 340 million people in this country? Yeah. A small percentage of that is a lot of people still.
The Prussian says the new Ayatollah is still defiant. How long until he disappears?
Right. And then your next comment will be the new Ayatollah will be a little less defiant. I'll tell you that.
Just another 11 Bravo back in says, if we arm our drones with piss bottles and pork chop MREs, we win.
I've always said this. One of the best things we could do was drop freshly cooked bacon all over, and in this instance, Iran. Don't tell them and let them experience pork, bacon specifically for the first time. They'll rethink their religion. They'll be like, what? I can't have this anymore? I don't know. I sure would like some more of this. It's amazing. It's a superfood. I think it could end wars. I do. I'm just outside the box thinking here. Could you live without bacon?
It'd be difficult.
Difficult. Tell you that.
We'll just give him some steak grease. Some grease.
I don't think eating grease is against their religion, though. It really has to be. It has to be pork. It has to be pork.
Bacon grease.
Okay.
Bacon grease.
Well, you said steak grease.
You did say
Same
steak
thing.
grease.
Okay. Same thing.
Bacon.
No, we're saying that's not the. All right, Drew, go ahead. I fell into Magnet's trap. I should have just. Yeah.
Holy Fook says Brent did Magnet put a new pew pew on the wall for you. Do you keep them ready to rock and roll?
No, I've always said this one as into to show what it is. That one is number one that Magnet gave me, and so that one's not leaving the wall. But that's slipped my mind. The who won the Patreon giveaway? Hood Rat.
Yeah, how can we forget?
That's right. Hood Rat will get one that looks literally exactly like that one. In fact, he'll have a slightly cooler one because I think you put a serial number, CAG Daddy, in the serial number of the gun. So I didn't even get that.
The model is CAG 15, and the serial number starts with Daddy.
Okay, there you go. So he'll get his in a couple weeks. It takes a little bit of time.
I've been without power for 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's been without power for 3 weeks.
Dawazi says, we can put General Aladdin in power in Iran, although last I heard he's HIV Aladdin. Is there a backstory behind that?
Is General Aladdin, was that the guy from The Dictator?
I don't know.
I think that was a Dictator.
The
movie The Dictator?
movie. Yeah. He's resurged on YouTube, shorts of that movie. Glaucoma. Sorry.
That thing ended up being more like a documentary than a comedy.
Glaucoma says, imagine being Nate, parroting Candace Owens' conspiracies. And now she says Iran war was started because Freemasons sacrificed Charlie. Oh my gosh. I
so
can't
much
even keep up with
there.
all that crap.
I know.
Just
So
can't
much.
keep up with it.
It's crazy. It actually takes more work to think of some of these crazier conspiracies than it would be to believe the truth. Like if you put half as much energy into looking into what we believe really happened, you would absolutely believe what really happened. The problem is they barely look at what really happened and they're like, that can't happen. Let me focus all my attention energy into something that has like a 1% chance of. Here's a better way to explain
that's
it.
too simple. There's no way.
Here's the problem. They will take something that happened that's 95% irrefutable and the 5% of things that don't add up because we don't know everything. That 5% makes them go and look at a theory that has about 5% credibility and 95% bigger problems with it. And it makes no sense. It's crazy.
Just another 11 Bravo says, these kids burning our flag are the children of the Gen Xers who voted for Clinton in their first of age election. Grandchildren of the mindless hippies. No kidding.
You want me to say something a little bit controversial?
No, I want you to say something a lot controversial.
And it's true.
It's Thursday night.
And I hate to say this. I hope someone doesn't clip this and get taken out of context. What did we call the generation of men who kept this whole country free and the reason we're not speaking German right now?
The greatest
generation. And they were, in that regard, the greatest generation. Guess who their kids were? Hippies.
Yeah. Yep.
They were the greatest generation in one aspect, and they gave us hippies. It's not a fun thing to say, to be honest with you. People are going to get mad at me for even saying that, but that's true. That is true.
Well, I think the media taught our young culture to just be so anti-war. That's what they became. They were so against war.
As always, though, it is the parents' responsibility to undo anything the school did, anything music has done, and anything the news does. It is the parents' final responsibility in raising those kids.
It's true, but in their defense of the greatest generation.
Okay, and I'll take this.
Their defense.
You're right. I want to be wrong. Please bring up another.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But just to understand where they came from, right? I mean, they were raised in a time and in a culture where basically, solid thinking was on automatic. I mean, everybody in town, for the main part, was in the same ballpark of thinking in the same direction, much more unified. And so they just kind of raised their kids the same way they were raised, thinking that they would get the same outcome. And that's not how it went.
That is not how it went.
I missed this one. R. Shaw says, I used to think I was a fan of the previous podcast. Turns out I'm just a fan of Burton Drew.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. That's nice. Let's see. Zulu Whiskey. Attack 100, damage 0. Well put, gamer. Glaucoma. They say we're Islamophobic, but only one religious death cult chants Aloha Snack Bar when they commit acts of terrorism because they're offended.
I mean, that's true. And this is an honest question. And I love having you on the show for these things, Drew. Drew isn't just not just a follower of Christ and only keeping up with the one and true religion of Christianity. He has looked over the realm, the spectrum of religion.
Yep.
If we're staying current, and I mean this, and if you can't answer, a chat, guys, please, someone in there may know this. Give me another violent religion. Buddhists seem to be pretty cool. I don't believe in their religion, but they seem to be pretty cool. They haven't flown any planes into anyone's structures. That I don't know of a Buddhist that's blown himself up for any reason. I just don't know. Christians, we've been pretty cool. We've been pretty cool.
Well, lately,
unless
since the Protestant Reformation. And not so much after that. Yeah,
we've been pretty cool. Unless, like anything else, if you chant death to us for so long, we might do something about it. But unprovoked, we're pretty cool. Name another violent religion.
Only minorities in Hinduism. They're extreme minorities. But even Hinduism, that's a giant religion.
Yeah, that's a giant religion, and they're so small. You said that. I'm going to have to believe you. You have trusting eyes. I didn't know there was a minority of Hindus that were violent. So that's how small and insignificant they are. Never even heard of it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. What do we got next? Says north, south, east, west. Got them all. Says Victoria Police Department in Victoria, BC spent $1.1 million on police overdrive to facilitate weekly pro-Palestine, anti-everyone else protests that block traffic and disturb the whole downtown. Make that make sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
$1.1 million. And if they're blocking downtown, think how much it cost all those store owners and what it cost them in taxes as well. Not just what was spent, but what couldn't be collected because they disrupted all the businesses and what they did to small businesses.
Yeah, but if you're not doing enough, then you're a problem.
I'm rooting
for you. Got to be doing enough.
I'm rooting for you, Canada. I'm rooting for you.
Welder Faber says, hey guys, I jumped over here from Nate's stream. It's wild over there. He's the only one talking sense, but very different from you guys. Both valid. Anyways, the world's going nuts. Run to the hills.
Oh,
Iron Maiden outro.
That's a good one, actually.
50 pounds. Do the exchange.
50 pounds.
Run to the hills, Iron Maiden for 50.
Patreon giveaway update. I bought them. Panos inbound. It's going to take them a while to get here, but it'll take 3 to 4 weeks for them to get here. So I can't wait to have a giveaway that I can talk about and not do this. So anyone who joins the Patreon, you are eligible for that giveaway.
I'm joining.
All right, with $10 a month. There's no. It's not like you have to join for a year. Join and leave. Hope you don't. But All you got to do is join, and you could wear a pan of panos, and you'll know exactly how good or bad they are. They're not L3, I can tell you that. But that's
duh.
Yeah.
But that's part of the fun of it. You'll know exactly what you're going to win because I'm going to do an unboxing and a review of it and make a video of it, and you'll know exactly what you're in for. But I have seen pictures. We've been going back and forth. I know they work. My guess is they're not L3s, but also I don't think they're going to be bad. I think they'll be somewhere in between, and I'll be like, I think they'll be better. I think they will be better than the first nods that I wore in the military originally.
Well, that's what I was about to say. When we were on the trip together, you let me look through yours.
Yeah.
And I was instantly angry.
Just upset at life.
Yeah. I was like, God.
Oh, man.
Because we didn't have them.
Yeah. Remember when Travis was a fellow sniper, and we'd go out long gun shooting every now and again, and I set up a night range, and I brought my thermals out, and you had your night vision scope, and I started hitting things, and you're like, Brent, I can't even see that.
Yeah.
And I was like, get over here, buddy. Let me show you what these things look like.
With your 338.
Yeah. Those technology's game changers. It is. And it had nothing to do with your capability. Obviously, we went to the same sniper school. It had nothing to do with your capability, but you can't hit what you can't see.
Yeah.
And if you put the right technology in some very dangerous men's hands, they can do dangerous things.
And if you can't see, you don't know what you're looking at. All right. Just Another 11 Bravo says, FYI, don't bomb Disney World. I'm going with the grandkids in October for the first time. That's awesome.
You better do it. You better at least have a Thursday on that schedule and stop by here for a live. Would love to have you.
Absolutely. Cade Bearden says some T2 soft operators talk about how they would bring their kids around the compound and team rooms. Anybody bringing their kids to the Delta compound?
I did. They not a lot, but they've been there. They've been there. I don't think they were old enough to realize what where they were and how special it was. But I have pictures of my son in my team room. He was like, he was a baby then, but Bella may be old enough to remember the compound.
RNT 6296 for 100, man. Thank you so much for the love.
Oh,
Says,
thank you.
I'd be proud to work under Chief Edwards' command.
Yeah, I'm serious about that. We're gonna. You ready to sell posters at FRCC? I am. I'm gonna find a high def picture of that. I'm gonna make a poster out of it.
Yep.
That's worth remembering.
Well,
and because of who he is, not just because of what he did. What he did was cool, but you couple what he did with who he is, that's really cool.
Raise some money for the NYPD.
Yeah.
Get some signed ones.
Oh man, it'd probably embarrass him. I'm going up. In May. I'm going back up to train with the ESU. So hopefully, maybe we can figure something out.
Because they're getting budget cuts with all the free stuff their mayor's offering.
Good thing I go up and train them for free. I'm right in their budget.
Oh, Brent, I've heard you don't give anybody anything.
Yeah. There's a podcast that says I don't do anything for anyone.
Couldn't believe they said that. They know better than that. Let's see. Glaucoma back in for $2. He says, send them candied bacon. They turn real quick.
Gosh, what is that? What is that breakfast place? They have that thing called $1 million bacon. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just regular bacon. I'm confused.
Do you know what food chain that is? Restaurant? Anyway, glazed and maple syrup and brown sugar on it, and they're big fat slices of bacon called $1 million bacon. Oh, son,
that started in the South.
Yeah, that'll change a whole country's perspective of their religion. You drop just a few of those.
Salvador Balono says, Brent and Travis, while everyone is talking about Iran, what about Ecuador? I'm assuming we soft operating out there. closing song, Overkill by Motorhead.
You know what? Now we actually do have to do some conversion because we're in a tie.
$50 is always worth more than 50 pounds. Doesn't matter what the exchange is.
Okay. All right. Drew has spoken.
It's all right, UK. I love you. I do. I love you. And I love Lord David. He's coming back in May. You know, Lord David, he said he was so feeling bad that he had to leave Florida and go back home. And he's like, I got to go back. He's already got a flight to come back in May.
Does he really?
Yeah.
We ruined him.
Messaged me up.
We
like,
ruined him.
nonstop.
Dang it.
He's a good dude.
To answer that question. Yeah, I know Seventh Group does things down in Ecuador, but I don't see anything kinetic going on and truly kinetic. There's random stories of Seventh Group doing things in South America, but it's not going to be full scale. And I don't think we're stealing anyone else's president anytime soon down there.
Okay, let's see. Dakota says, rich dad, poor dad. Dads need to change this country. Much love, everybody.
He's right.
Everybody.
Starts with the man of the house.
Yep.
It does.
Absolutely.
Hood Rat, there he is.
Hood Rat, the big winner. Take your time, guys. Thanks again. The stories I'm going to tell people about where I got it will make Tim Kennedy jealous.
I need his info.
What's that?
I need his info.
Yeah. The Hood Rat, I emailed you that night. Send me an email. Let them know what info we need in that email.
I need
Just want contact info so you can contact them.
Yeah.
Name, phone number, and Magnet will reach out to you. Yeah. And then he won't stop texting you. I apologize.
All right, Act 6's mom. The greatest generation was raised in the Depression. Absolutely. After the war, they had prosperity and wanted to give their kids what they didn't have. The problem is every generation got worse. Now we're here.
I think that's actually a really good view into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
More than one thing can be true on that stuff. That's for sure. Who types that much in a name? Come on. I really appreciate the perseverance on that. At Mosquito and Magic Johnson's house. Mosquito and Magic Johnson's house.
Gosh. Do you get it, Drew?
Is that a fly on the wall? You know,
Magic Johnson.
I know who he is. I know what he did.
And you know what he has.
Yeah. Oh, the mosquito. Okay.
You don't want that.
Thanks,
you
Brent.
don't want that mosquito coming over to your house.
No.
He's cured.
He's cured with enough money. Apparently, you can cure it.
Yeah. He was the first one.
Yeah.
All right, Brent. Did you ever compete in the Best Ranger competition? If not, why?
Well, there's a really good reason why. I was just talking to Travis about it. There's a really good reason why I didn't compete in Best Ranger, because I wasn't a Ranger. I didn't go to Ranger school. I went to pre-Ranger, which is a joke, to go to pre-Ranger and then never go to Ranger school. And that's a story on its own. But what's your excuse?
That's a good question. Good question. Next question. Because I was in selection.
You're in selection, breaking your legs on long walks. Yeah.
Right Wing Nut says, Travis, did you know Billy Howell Jr.? He's from here in Louisiana, where I live. One of the horse soldiers. Thanks for coming on, brother.
I know of him. I did not know him, no.
Okay.
Glaucoma, next Patreon giveaway should be a bag full of 50 nades.
I'll have to see if Alibaba has nades I can get. I don't know where. Yeah.
Well, they got cigar lighters shaped like grenades.
Do you know what I might do though? That's actually not a bad idea if you really think about it. Some of those backpacks, as you well know, are super expensive. We get a really nice outdoor backpack, $300, $400, $500 backpack, and then fill it full of like 50 fake grenades, and then
take videos of people trying to lift it up.
Yeah, and then and then give that away. Yeah, but it's we're looking of things to give away. Like I said, we got panos coming up. We have a smaller metal thing coming up, and then maybe we'll go maybe we'll go badass. Gear? Then we'll go over to gear. Yeah. Keep the ideas rolling. We're going to give them away.
All right. North, South, East, West says Patreon member here. I'm searching for a high-res pick. Now we'll hook you up.
Yes, please do.
P.S. Auto correct and super chats is special needs.
Oh, I bet it goes back to because he did a chat.
Did something earlier. Sorry. All right. Cade Bearden says, what are y'all's thoughts on 30-year-old married guys with kids trying out for 19th and 20th group? 95% of them are on Reddit.
Yeah, you could. I went to Tier 1 selection at 30.
Yeah, that's not too.
Yeah. You're in your. In fact, that was my prime.
Yep.
That was my prime. You're in your prime physically. You're really in your prime mentally to really understand things and apply things. Yes, you're behind the power curve, if you will, but well within the possibility of going and doing it.
The average age of a guy on a team is early 30s.
Yep. And in fact, besides getting to do that, what's cooler than being 50, 60, 70 and looking back on your life and going, yeah, I was a Green Beret.
I'm right in my prime right now.
You're going to have to shave.
No.
Get to walking.
Holy Folk says, guys, did you ever notice not all mussies are terror?
Yeah.
But all terror are mussies. Okay. YouTube will not allow certain words. I wanted to put it.
I knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I knew what he was doing.
See what he did.
Yeah. I've noticed that. If a trend is easy enough to identify, I can identify it. And that is one I was able to connect those dots.
Yeah. All right, Jason.
Hey,
come on in, brother.
Did it take you all to roller skate over here?
Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you.
I bet he knows how to make it magnet. That's how you make an entrance.
I know.
Thank you.
If you know, why don't you do it?
Because my entrance is better than that. Just me coming through the door as a presence.
All right. He has presence with presence, and I appreciate that.
All right. Welder Faber says, Drew, love you, but here's an extra 20 quid. That's $26. Maiden for the win.
All right. Yeah, I get to talk. I talk to Welder Faber on our Patreon every now and again. He has a YouTube channel about welding.
Nice.
Really? Over there in the
I love welding.
I believe don't hate me, Welder Faber. I believe it's in the UK.
My dad was a welder.
You do any fabrication on your car?
Oh yes.
You weld? What do you TIG weld, MIG weld?
Mostly stick. But
stick? Yeah. Stick will do it.
MIG.
Okay.
I want to get into TIG. That's what my dad did. He was amazing at it.
Yeah.
But for auto body stuff, that thin metal, all you need is MIG welder.
It's we'll take a pause on the super chats just real quick. That's a man skill, is it not?
Correct.
What do you remember what our dream was when we were like, you know what we should do when we get back from Syria? Maybe when all this is over, we should start something.
Yeah, like a bar / club just for men.
Man bar. The man bar. And in this bar, we spent a lot of time in a truck together.
Yeah.
And a lot of time behind a long gun together, just building out this bar in our minds. And on Thursdays or Fridays, we're gonna have a class.
Yeah.
And you'd come in and you'd learn how to weld.
Yeah.
Basic welding.
You didn't have to know how to do everything.
You didn't have to do it. You come in, you get a bourbon class. You come in, you get a cigar class. You come in, you get a woodworking class.
Yeah.
Basic dude stuff.
Yep. You come in. This is how you change out spark plugs. This is how you gap a spark plug.
Yep.
And I think it would have done well. I think it would have done well.
I think it would have been so much fun.
And even though it's called the man bar, we got very detailed. But ladies, always drink specials are always on for the ladies because we're gentlemen.
Correct.
And anytime, do you remember we said every time a lady walks into the bar?
No.
Everyone has to stand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's just proper.
Yep.
So even though we were going to be a man bar, that's how we were going to make women welcome.
Yeah, it's not that they weren't allowed.
Right. We were going to make them welcome by being real men.
Yeah.
And treating them with
things that men don't do anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Treating them with the most amount of respect they'd never seen from a real man.
Are you guys going to stand up for the ones that look like men?
They would.
Well, that didn't exist back then.
They're not coming to our bar. They're not coming to our bar.
Well, they'd come once,
and then we were going to have a shooting range at the bar. Well, we can't do that and drink. I know. Hold on, we got this figured out.
Yeah,
we were going to do airsoft.
Correct.
So you could drink and shoot at the same time. Yeah. What's better than that? Drinking, shooting, man stuff.
Yeah. I found a plate rack specifically for airsoft and like steel targets and stuff. It's so much fun.
I still got all this in my back pocket when FRCC launches our first flagship coffee, cigar, bourbon bar.
Yep.
I've not forgotten it. You'll get no residuals.
I still think it's a good idea.
Unless you come down and help build it out, then you'll get some residuals.
Oh, I'll build some stuff.
There's a shooting range in Daytona that has a bar in it.
Oh, really? What's it called? Do you know?
Top Gun.
Top Gun? Okay. It's a good name for a shooting range bar.
As soon as you get off the exit, it's right there.
All right. What else you got,
They're
Drew?
still off a Top Golf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dwazi says video of you wrestling in coleslaw from Bike Week.
I didn't make it to Bike Week. I hate to say it. I really did want to go to Bike Week. Magnet, you went to Bike Week. Where the coleslaw wrestling is at the infamous Cabbage Patch, which is
doing
like,
that for years.
Yeah. But the Cabbage Patch is really closer, like to New Smyrna. It's like
DeLand.
DeLand. Yeah. It's before you get to Daytona for us. But where'd you go for Bike Week?
We went to.
Get it right in that mic. Just right up in that.
We went to
his first night.
What's the main Street Bar and Grill? We went to that place. It was pretty cool, but we got there at like 5:30, and I left at like 9.
Okay. Was traffic still horrible trying to get in, or was everyone already in town?
It was fine when we got there, but when we left, it was still fine because we got there and then left, and we parked far enough away to where we weren't in that.
I haven't been
section.
in and around Bike Week in forever. I'm imagining it hasn't gone anywhere. Is it still
crazy?
Crazy.
Is it pretty wild?
I've
never been.
Oh, it's a good time. It's just when to leave.
Yeah. It's no Sturgis.
Yeah, tell us about Sturgis. Drew, you been there?
I've only seen clips on YouTube. Dang, Fred.
But he said
I'm just trying to add to the conversation.
Oh man,
he said it was so much confidence. I had to take a swing at it.
Well, okay, all right. I'll tell you a Sturgis story. So there's.
Okay. You haven't been.
I've never been.
But I got it.
Okay.
All right. It'll make sense in the story. All right. So there's this old guy from my church, or a church I used to go to, and he went to Sturgis before he was a church man. And anyway, he was at this diner, and there was this guy that he and his girlfriend were talking to, and he's like dressed out in leather from head to toe, just chaps, everything, and he's just like, yeah, man, this is what I got to wear because, you just can't have road rash. Something happens. You got to have protection. And his girlfriend from the bathroom walks out of the bathroom into the restaurant for them to see his girlfriend first. She's wearing like a bikini. So this is the girl that's riding on the back of his bike to Sturgis. He wears leather from head to toe for protection, but his girl, she can wear the bikini.
I don't know how to think about that. It's like he has no confidence in his own writing skills, but his girl's got tons of confidence in his writing skills. I guess that's one way to look at it. I don't know. Yep. No consistency there, Drew.
Man.
No consistency. I don't like it.
Men are pigs. All right. Kate Burden says, Mike Vining on the pod.
We're working on it.
No better guest.
We are working on it. Do you know who Mike Vining is by chance?
No, I don't.
Have you ever seen the meme of the guy in like the 1970s, early 80s? He's in his Class A's. He has a comb over. He's got Coke bottles. Looks like a massive nerd. Has a Mexican general rack over here, free fall wings and all that. And it was like, he's like this guy who looks like he wears, white sneakers and grills a mean steak is also a founding member of the Delta Force.
No.
I feel like if I show it to you, there's no way you've never seen this guy. But anyway,
it's true.
Yeah. He is a founding member, and he is a badass. Yeah.
All right, Welder Faber back in 50 piss bottles. Put that in the bag.
You can make this right. You can make your own. We're still selling Tier 1 stickers at frcc.shop.
34 Pratt says, give away a Vortex Razor Gen 3 and pick my name.
Pick my name.
Just throwing out ideas.
Yeah.
Pick my name.
I like those. Those are good.
Six's mom back in says the guys in Patreon want a lifetime supply of Tier 1 piss bottles, but are too embarrassed to ask. Aloha from Kauai.
Kauai. There you go.
Kauai.
Yeah, I have to say my name twice every time. What you don't hear is me saying Hawaii, and then I go,
that's what I have
there's
to
the
do.
pronunciation. Kauai. Yeah.
All right. The Prussian back in says, tell me if you've heard this one. 6 Nazis walk into a bar.
You get it, Drew?
6 Nazis walk into a bar. B-A-R.
Bar could stand for Browning Automatic Rifle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't have the acronyms.
Yeah. It's a solid one.
Well, I think they did that a lot.
Yeah, I think they did that a lot. Before we go to, I'll save it for after the break. In fact, Drew, it is 9:30. Let's go to the break. Speaking of all this piss bottle talk has me needing to go.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
We are more than makers of steel. We are brothers in craft, bound by purpose and forged in pride. Every blade we shape carries the weight of the hands that built it and the hearts that will wield it. Brotherhood Blades stands for those who refuse to quit. The protectors, the workers, the doers. We forge with integrity, we carry with pride, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with those who live by the same code. Brotherhood Blades, forged in freedom, carried with honor.
If you've ever been to any of my tactical training classes, then you know how adamant I am about the use of white light and the importance of a quality, high-powered, tactical light. That's why I use cloud defensive tac lights. You can't hit what you can't see, and neither can the bad guys. Clearly identify your target and simultaneously overwhelm his vision with hundreds and even thousands of lumens. Get serious about defending yourself and your family. Go to clouddefensive.com and use promo code Tier1 to get 30% off your order. That's right, 30%. You won't find a better light than this, and you won't find a better deal than this.
Revenge is an act of passion. Vengeance is an act of justice. Injuries are revenged. Crimes are avenged. Almost a century ago, big pharmaceutical companies re-engineered medical school curriculum and faculty with one goal: putting profit before progress. Anyone pushing back against the medical matrix they carefully crafted was threatened, silenced, censored, financially ruined, or worse. They are the problem. We are the solution.
You're clear to engage. Initials Mike Juliet Alpha. You're clear to engage with weapons. You're clear to engage with weapons.
All right, welcome back from the quick break. I have an interesting question I'd like to propose to you guys. When I saw the flag getting burned, it reminded me. It reminded me of this topic. Get ready to poll the audience, Drew.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you should be allowed to burn the American flag? While you're polling that audience, we're gonna work it around. What do you got?
I say absolutely not.
Okay.
I don't believe that should be a part of the First Amendment because that shits on every military, every police officer, every first responder. I think that should be off the table.
I understand that argument. Magnet, what say you?
No, absolutely not. I don't think it should be burned. If you're living in this country and you support this country, I definitely do not think you should be able to burn the flag.
Legally, though. Not should you.
No.
Legally. You don't think it should be illegal.
It should be illegal to do that.
Drew, you still working on it? Can you weigh in on this? What do you think?
Well, what I was going to look up is that the flag etiquette. Are you supposed to? What happens when the flag is too
tattered?
Tattered, yeah.
You're supposed to separate.
Cut the stars from the stripes.
Stars from the stripes.
Yeah.
And then you can burn it.
There. So that's the only exception.
The only exception.
Other than that, no, you are not allowed to burn the flag.
You don't think you should be, is what you're saying.
You shouldn't be. No, I think it should be illegal to burn the flag. Absolutely illegal. That's not what freedom of speech is about. You can't. You can't burn what is giving you the ability to have free speech. It's just ridiculous.
Are there other countries that it's illegal to where you can spend time in prison or jail,
maybe,
or get killed?
Spoiler alert: me and Travis already had this conversation.
Yep.
So I'm going to throw you for a loop on this. For starters, I'm going to say I'm torn, actually, which even that might surprise you. And I actually lean towards it should be legal to burn the flag, and I'll tell you why that pains my veteran heart to say that. I kind of correlate it to racism, right? Like, I don't want it to be illegal to be racist, because if that dude over there is going to be racist, I want him to be able to say it, and I want to hear it, and now I know who you are. I know who you really are. You don't have to hide it. You know, it allows people to show you who they are. If burning the flag was illegal, guess what we wouldn't know? We wouldn't know how insane Muslims and liberals are in this country. If you think about it, like, I know how insane some liberals are because they're dumb enough to burn the flag. Thank you for showing me that. Now I know who you are. Same thing with Muslims. If we didn't let them burn the flag, we wouldn't know how extremists they were. But they do, and we let them. We let them, they're allowed to see how despicable they are. And I think there's something to that. Travis, anything you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, like, well, when we were talking about it, I was like, well, what's the line between, like, say, a felony offense and a deportable offense?
It's not illegal,
the same thing?
but you might end up in a different country.
Yeah.
I mean, since it's not illegal, you can come back if you can make it back.
If you don't like it, then why are you still here?
I'm torn on that because I can even argue myself and say that's not the only way to show that you're radical. Like, if you took that away from them, there would still be plenty of other signs of what they say and how they act and who they are. But I've heard other people defend it, and they're not wrong with this devil's advocate, and say, well, that's actually the greatest form of free speech. But the truth is, you don't really have true free speech, nor should we. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can sue someone for defamation. I'm aware of this. So you can't really say whatever you want to say. We don't have real free speech.
That's a good point. There are rules against.
There are. So to say that we have true free speech is actually not true. We do limit speech. YouTube is limiting speech tonight, and no one can go back to YouTube and be like, "Hey, you took away my First Amendment right." I understand that's different because that's on a through a private business, and they can prohibit that. They're not bound by
a business in America.
But they're a business in America. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like when YouTube does that because it doesn't allow people to show who they are, and it doesn't matter anyway because they're just going to work around those rules.
Look, this is just the truth. Freedom of speech does not mean you're free to say whatever you want when you want. That's just the facts. So freedom of speech isn't anarchy of language. It's just not. And you couldn't express anything you wanted in early America.
Yeah. You know what you can't do? You can't threaten to kill the president.
Nope.
You can't do it. You will get a visit by authorities. So we don't have free. So to me, that's where that the first time I heard that argument, I mean, that's a really good point. Then later on, it took. You ever do that where someone stumps you in an argument, then later on you're like, wish I'd have said that.
Yeah.
Wish I'd have said that.
Well, right now, the left all over the world is trying to get hate speech in all the libtard countries. They're trying to get hate speech. But those same moron countries are all for burning their country's flag in the name of freedom of expression. But they're all about passing some type of hate speech to put people in jail saying things they don't want them to say.
I know.
The way I see it is like a kid in a grocery store, that's like rolling on the floor, not getting their way.
That's exactly.
That
explains so much of what's going on in this country. Every time a certain side loses a presidential election, they start rolling on the floor crying.
Yeah.
Somewhat figuratively, somewhat literally.
Yeah. My dad always said, treat others like you'd want to be treated. You want to be in this country, then you should treat it like it's your country, right? And you're burning the flag that you live in this country that's giving you the freedom to be able to do what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll be interested to, especially because we clearly have a logical audience. It's why they're watching the show. Drew, you post that poll yet?
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot chiming in.
All right, let me know when it's up to I don't know, almost 100 votes, and let us know. But don't let us know what it's at right now. What do you think the poll comes in at? Over 90?
Let's say it should be illegal.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, at 85.
85, going 85. Anyone higher than 85?
Yeah, I think 90.
You think they're going 90?
With the people who watch us.
All right.
Patriots, I would hope so.
I think they're going 90. I'd go as high as 93. 93.
Think?
Yeah. Although, I don't know. I've been surprised by...
Because we've been talking, so... and they've heard the other side of it.
Yeah, so, we should have waited until you heard the other side, because I feel like maybe it wasn't my intent of sorts. Like, if when you guys started out, they'd be like, "Yeah, you can't burn it, you can't burn it," and they're like, "Well, it is free speech. Like, maybe you can."
I'll be honest. What me and Brent were talking earlier, he asked me, and my immediate answer was, "Oh yeah, it should be illegal," because it's the emotional response.
Right, it is an emotional response, and I understand that, but. There's an argument. I'm just saying there is an argument to be had. What you got?
So a lot of people will say freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequences. And I do see a lot of people say stuff and do stuff, and then they get fired from their job. They get a lot of backlash. And I think certain people have freer speech than others.
Absolutely.
And I think Americans have less freedom of speech or Europeans even, than everyone else.
Europeans, but
white people.
Lord David, I was going to talk to him about what's going on in the UK, because he lives there. And so we've covered that, I would almost say extensively, because it breaks my heart. And then I realized I can't have that conversation with him. If he sits there and says something derogatory towards Muslims and goes back home, he could be arrested for it.
Crazy.
And so I couldn't even ask him about it.
All right. Here's something that's some fun fact here. The first flag burning was during the Civil War.
Okay.
And it wasn't for like political stuff. It was the South. It was the Confederates burning the flag in opposition to what the North was doing, and so it was an act of treason. It was treated as an act of treason back then.
Really?
And it's just interesting that it was the Confederates that burned the flag first, and it's the opposite type of people who are totally against the South and the Confederates and all that stuff who are doing that. The next time it was the first time it was really done politically was in the 60s by the Democrats in protest of the Vietnam War.
There you go. Probably should have stomped it out then. But anyway, sorry. My inner voice got out. Let's go. Actually, how many people voted on that poll, Drew?
Oh, let's see. The total amount of votes was, come on, bro, 109.
Yeah, what do we got? That's enough.
We're at 80% no. You should not be able to burn
80.
What I say?
80% no.
That's lower than I expected, but I'm not disappointed at that. Like
It's higher than I expected.
I get it. I did not expect it to be 100, even though I think everyone's emotional response was 93% or 100%. But I think when you really think about it, it's not so cut and dry.
No.
It's not so cut and dry.
It's a hard question.
It really
simple
is.
as it is.
Right. Yeah.
It gets even harder if you study the amendments of the Constitution and you discover that those amendments were only for restricting the federal government. So freedom of speech had to do with not allowing the federal government to come into a state and tell the state what people could and couldn't say, but each individual state could determine what people were not allowed to say.
Yeah.
That all changed later.
Right. Because they were very adamant about state rights.
Yep.
Very adamant about state rights. Do you, I believe they probably do it every SERE. Do you remember in SERE when they burned the flag? Were you in SERE school? When they burned the American flag?
It was emotional.
It was emotional. I mean, I'm in a school that I know is a school. And I know we're playing a game here. And I was raging mad on the inside that they would burn our flag, thinking like you've crossed the line. you've hit me for a week now, and I'll accept that. But you burn the flag and you've crossed the line. Like, this isn't a cool game that we're playing anymore. I was very, very upset about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Even though you know it's a game,
and you know it's a game. Yeah.
And it's other Americans doing it.
Right.
Like the instructors.
Right. And they're playing a role of foreign POWs.
I still say that is one of the most professional and well-ran courses that I've ever been to.
It is. It's definitely the craziest course I've ever been to. It's a crazy course if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was. I think at that time in my life, I found out a lot about myself. And to be honest with you, I didn't like some of for the most part, I was who I thought I was, but not completely.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a couple things that made me realize, what you're really made of. And it was good because it gave me a chance to work on those things, essentially.
True. And the flip side is it also shows you who everybody else is.
Absolutely. In fact, I've told it before. It's one of those stories that sometimes it gets me emotional, and that's so weird. But I don't think I'll be. I think I'll be just fine tonight. Mm-hmm. But I remember being in SERE school, cold SERE school. So I was like, man, I did all the hard schools in the winter. And as a Florida guy,
you're an overachiever.
Gosh, and as a Florida guy, it was just a thumb in the eye to have to do hard schools in the cold.
You're like, now let me wait for the next class. It'll be colder.
So I was in another part of the compound, and I hear this commotion going on, and so I go over there, see everyone's starting to gather around, and so I'm making my way, seeing what all the ruckus is about.
Sand boots,
and they had sand boots, and boots, and they had put one of our students in a cage, like a literal cage. It looks about the size of a VW bug. Like, you could stand up in it, but barely, but it could fit more than one person, but he's in there, and they're just spraying him with a water hose. He's locked in there, and they're spraying him with a water hose, and it's like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
And he is, they're sitting there just making fun of him for a little bit, and then it gets real serious. He gets in there, and he's shaking uncontrollably.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this isn't cool. Like, we have to have some sort of like safety rules here. And I'm telling you, he is shaking uncontrollably. And then at some point, another student goes in there and holds on to him for warmth. And then he is getting hit by a hose, and he starts to shake uncontrollably. And then another student walks in, and another student walks in. And it was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen, to be honest with you.
That's the point.
one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And that's when I said, I was like, I learned something about myself. I saw those guys do that, and I realized my first thought was not to go in there and hold that guy and give him warmth so he doesn't die. But there were other dudes here.
Yep.
That's who they were.
That's amazing.
I'm not mentally where I need to be with the type of person I believe myself to be. It's a real gut check.
And that's what I meant when I said, the most professional and well ran is everything they do is for a purpose.
Yeah.
Trying to bring that out of you and make you realize what's important and what's not.
Right. I remember one time before going to SERE school, I had some friends before me, and you hear all these rumors. They break bones, they'll break your fingers, but they can't break your arm. It's like ridiculous things. Mm-hmm. They can punch you, they'll knock you out. And I'm thinking, come on, they can't do that. I know they can't do that. And someone else comes around and says, the only thing they can do is slap you with an open hand. That's all they can do. I was like, I knew it. I knew it. That's not too bad. I was like, again, I go in a little bit overly confident. And the first time, when they take you off the trucks for the very first time to roll you up and then take you to the POW camp, and they're trying to get you to sign your name and give you as much, and just like in the school,
resist.
Resist, or that's where they're going to try to get the most information out of you because you're shocked right now. And I was like, and rather than being smart, I went the hard route. I was like, no, I'm not going to give you my name. And this 6'4", looked to be 300-pound, big black instructor said, "Oh, you don't want to put your name down there?" No. Reels back as far as he can. I'm like, I was thinking more of like a slap. And he hit me as hard as he could with an open hand. And I saw stars.
Yeah.
And I remember going,
I know exactly who.
And I remember going, I underestimated this slap game. It was before they had those slap tournaments.
The slap game.
I had underestimated this before. But I held strong, and I was like, okay, there's no way he can hit me like that again. There's got to be some sort of rules here. I said, no, I'm not gonna sign there. And he hit me in this exact same spot a second time, and it hurts worse every time they hit you in that same spot.
Oh yeah.
By the third time, I was like, yeah, where do you want me to sign? I clearly.
You got a pen?
Oh man!
Yeah, you just slapped that out of my mouth.
Yeah. Is that a Bic? Oh, that's a nice pen.
Oh, I didn't know you had a pen. Why didn't you say so?
Ooh, black ink, my favorite.
Oh man! And that was my rude awakening to SERE school. And I went into that. I went into the scenario of the POW camp with a completely different mindset than I was during the evasion lanes.
Yeah.
All right. Any more, Drew? We all caught up?
The Weller Faber, he says, we have a bunch of collab invites from the U.S. in between. We could come teach you to weld, and you show us how to hold guns and maybe shoot some.
That's your man.
I would love to.
How many guns do you think you have at the house right now?
And what's your address?
Yeah. There's probably over 70 at my house.
Come and take it.
Yeah.
Come and take it. That's right.
I just bought a Liberty collector. It's the biggest safe that they make, a 72 gun safe.
Yeah.
And
you filled it up?
Yeah.
I'm going to need a bigger safe.
Yeah.
Magnet. He's a hard man to impress.
Well, I don't own my own gun company.
Sounds like you're about to.
Dusty says, "Go Tigers." Says, "Robust backside." Yep, you said it, Brent. If you know, you know. Sorry for the riddle, Drew. By the way, $10 of this is for Magnet, so he can get his power turned back on.
Oh, thank you very much.
So,
I'll tell you what. I'll give you guys an update real quick. Last week we had Donnie on the show, and after we'd done the recording,
he's the next super
before
chat.
Is All right. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
We had recorded his show before we did the live. And I'm going to tell you what. You want to talk about a story that pulls at your heartstrings. And his story about not being able to speak English, flying into a foreign country, which is America, having no idea what he's getting into, but he knows what it was like in Iran. And
it's like anything's better than this.
Anything's better than this. Flying in, circling essentially the Statue of Liberty, not circling it, but right and seeing that, and like we made it. Like we're here in the land of the free.
That's pretty cool. Your first glimpse of America is the Statue of Liberty.
I know. His story is so cool.
We were all crying in the room.
Oh, it was crazy.
There wasn't a dry eye in the room.
Especially Brent.
I get emotional on certain things. I can.
He's just got a good story.
He didn't speak any English. The episode drops Monday, so it's not a whole spoiler alert, but it's a small segment of it. And his brother and sister were sleeping, so he didn't know. The stewardesses come up and down. Like he didn't know he's hungry, but he doesn't know how to talk to him. The only word he knows is Pepsi. So they just keep coming up and down. I was just feeding this guy Pepsi. He's all hopped up on Pepsi by the time he finally reaches, and he's hungry. But the only thing they keep giving him is Pepsi because the only thing he can ask for. I felt so bad about his airplane ride, and I felt bad a little bit that he flew out here all the way from California on short notice to do that. I let the super chats know. I said, "Hey, super chats, let's do something really cool for Donnie, and let's fly him first class on the way back." And then I remembered he was from California. I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna be expensive. That's a long flight." But we did just that. And we have pictures of it. I need to post it to Patreon. That Donnie got on. I was like, "You ever flown in first class?" Like, no. I'm like, "Oh gosh, we have to fly." And he flies first class all the way back to California. And he sends me a picture of the fine dining up there in first class, and a selfie of him in a cowboy hat. And I love it. I loved it.
Hope he got a Pepsi.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be the first time the Patreon, the super chats have come to the aid of great Americans.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, so Donnie's in the super chats, and he says, "Brent, sorry for cleaning out your monsters in your garage fridge. This is for replenishing them and some beers for the boys."
Thank you, Donnie.
Thank you, Donnie.
You didn't have to do that, man.
Gosh, he's such a good dude.
Yeah.
Glaucoma says, just saw Jameson Travels do a video of Rob crashing out and changing his story once again. Are you allowed to speak about any of it?
I did watch that that Jameson Travels episode, and it looked like this was my take on it. He came out with a really bad story. He got called out by a Tier 1 guy. It got so much traction, eventually it got to him. And at some point, he was like, all right, how do I cover my tracks from this story and kind of get public opinion back on my side? And so he goes on Andy Stump's episode with his grand plan to fix this. And he does one of the worst jobs I've ever seen of someone trying to correct the record or trying to sway public opinion. And the guy, he's a narcissist. He lives in the chats. And he realized, that didn't do so good. I'm going to need to do it again. And so he came back out on another podcast and with like kind of, what they call that, with not crowd control, damage control. Like, well, what I really meant and what I really said, what really happened, I never really changed my story, and tried to walk back to try to get this train back on the tracks. But at this point, it's just stop. Just, you're doing yourself no favors. Like every time you come out and try to make this better, he just digs a deeper hole. Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. And Jameson Travels is a really level-headed, not drama guy. So when you got Jameson Travels looking at your story and going, I don't know about that, you really messed up.
North, south, east, west says burning the flag is different than free speech. No burning of a nation's flag doesn't need to be a right, and an absolute shouldn't be a right.
I'll see that.
Welder Faber says, great point about the flags. Let the enemy show themselves. Side note, all the people in UK that want elevated operator Sleepy Tea, it will be available from our website soon. We just got our first batch from Josh Legend.
Yes. Big fan.
Right Wing Nut back in says, I thought starting any kind of fire downtown would get your arse in jail, but they burn buildings, cop cars, everything that'll light. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got plenty of things to burn.
That's a good point.
That's a great, how do we, of all the great minds in here.
If I just went downtown and started a fire in the middle of the street.
Pretty sure you can't do that. Yeah. Arson? I got to look up what arson is. Now I'm throwing out words that I don't know.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't. You're telling me you can go to New York City and light a trash can on fire? It's not a very big thing. It's not a structure fire. It's just a random fire. You're telling me you can go to New York City and just light a trash can on fire? I don't think you can.
We can fix their trash problem in New York real quick. Just buy a giant U.S. flag from Amazon, throw it over all those piles of trash, burn it. It's free speech.
Yeah.
Look, take notes, Mom Donnie. Drew's out there fixing your problems, and you don't want to take it.
All right, Fire Dog, thanks for the love, man. We really appreciate it. TBD Sear says, question for Travis. What's your favorite Monsters energy drink flavor?
Oh.
Question for Bert. When can we expect a Tongo Tongo episode? Put 20 on Freebird Skinnerd. We did that one last week, but it was good.
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Please do.
All right. So that's kind of a loaded question because Monster is not my go-to. Like I like the Reigns. But if I'm going to drink Monster, I like the, what is it? The
purple?
agave, the like green one or like light green one.
I think you're trying to say purple.
Purple.
He's not trying to say purple.
Grape.
He's not trying to say purple.
No,
it's like, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
I was confused. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You're an exotic man. You're an exotic man.
Well, he's been around the world.
I like weird stuff.
He has. He has.
No one likes white monsters.
I like white monsters. I love white monsters when I'm out of grape.
Says the man with a white beard. You love purple monsters so much, dye your beard purple.
Maybe I will. And I'm going to vote for a liberal.
Obviously.
You're welcome.
Goes hand in hand. Yes. I don't know how soon we can expect the Tongo Tongo episode, but absolutely that is coming. We for the first time, we're stacked with episodes. We're probably 4 or 5 episodes ahead now, which is very unusual for us. But it's also great because I finally have breathing room and we can go out and get some of these episodes that take a little bit longer time to coordinate and find certain people and get them on the schedule. So I'm really looking forward to being able to do things like that.
Fire Dog says, thanks for Thursday for the boys. That's it, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely. And just a few ladies.
Wide la table. Wide la table. Anyway, the DOD just announced the new chemical weapon being created using moisture and fumes from old used Kamala underwear. 2 different species of birds native to DC area have already gone extinct due to exposure.
They get the flu?
Oh, man. Swine flu.
Gosh.
Like that.
No. Oh,
like
no.
That.
You guys, I can't.
Cade Bearden says, can we get Jeff Nichols on the podcast?
I don't know if I've heard of Jeff
Red
Nichols.
Squad.
Always good. Love to have a Red Squadron guy on.
And that's the Super Chats.
Heck yeah. Awesome. That brings us to another topic that I want to talk about. Oh, let's see here, Drew. Let's pull up the that video if you know what I'm talking about. I believe it's the last video that we were talking about with Congress. So there you go. It's that
guy?
one. Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
The House kills the effort to release reports on congressional sexual abuse and misconduct. Put it up for mass. They're trying to spin the narrative. I will expose the spin. The House has killed Nancy Mace's resolution that would have released congressional sexual misconduct and harassment reports, which came in response to the story we reported on earlier of Tony Gonzalez having an affair with an aide who took her own life.
Let's pause that just real quick.
Forced.
Again, call it like I see it. That congressman is a Republican from Texas, and I love it. And Mace is a Republican, and she is calling out all sexual predators and sexual misconduct, which should happen. Again, a bipartisan issue.
Absolutely.
I have no problem calling out Republicans that do bad things. They don't deserve the moniker. Get them out of here. We'll replace them with people who deserve to represent the people and be in that seat. Keep going, Drew. Just want to make sure that people knew who he was.
A floor vote on her resolution directing the House Ethics Committee to make public all reports on allegations of congressional lawmakers and aides engaging in sexual misconduct or harassment. But in a 357 to 65 vote, the House voted to refer the Mace resolution to committee, which basically is a move that effectively kills the resolution.
All right.
Now,
let me explain why that kills the resolution. The House Ethics Committee, which should probably be an oxymoron in itself. The House Ethics Committee is a 10-panel committee, and it's the way it's always been. It's been a bipartisan committee with 5 Republicans and 5 Democrats on it. So that way, if something comes to them, there's equal representation on both, regardless of who has majority. Now, whoever has majority will be the lead and that, and so it's led by a Republican. The reason why we know it's going to die in the Ethics Committee is the Ethics Committee has already come out and said they don't really support this. And the lead for that is a Republican. That's shameful. The other reason, and I hate this, when things go to the Ethics Committee, it's private. The results don't get released. That's insane. So you're telling me if something is unethical and they investigate it at the House Ethics Committee, it's a closed committee that doesn't have to release the findings of that? That's insane. And so even if they went and investigated it, they don't have to release anything about it. Now, you may find out if someone gets fired due to it, there's leaks, and if someone leaves after that, like people can put it together, but they don't have to release the investigation and say exactly what happened. That's insane. That 357 to 65 vote, what she wanted was, what she was looking for was it not to go to that committee, to keep it transparent, and to force it to be public and say, hey, I want to know everybody who has misconducted themselves. Both sides of the aisle are absolutely wrong on this one. Both parties overwhelmingly voted to send it to the House Committee, knowing the House Committee already said they didn't want to take this. And that's why he said it'll essentially die.
To basically suppress it.
To suppress it. That's insane. And the reason, so you have to go, why would they do that? Like, how can you even justify that to the American people? This is the weakest justification ever, but this is their justification. They said, and by the way, the Epstein files that finally got voted, did you know one person voted against releasing the Epstein files? That one person had the same argument that all these people have. they said it would traumatize the victims having to hear. Now, of course, they would release it without the victims' names, but they're so concerned about the victims that the victims, just hearing these stories again, it would absolutely traumatize them. Which, if that's your answer, well, I already know there's some extreme misconduct going on here, that if it's so bad, just hearing the story without your name attached to it would cause you extreme anxiety. So that's how bad it must be. If it's so bad, just hearing about it again would send you into a frenzy. We need to know even more what this is, and we won't know. And it looks like we'll never know until we get in. Don't laugh when I say this. Until we get in decent people in Congress.
You know,
I told you not to laugh.
Yeah.
You know what they're talking about?
I thought I just explained what they were talking about.
No, do you know what happened? The whole situation, what happened with Tony Gonzalez and his aide?
That he had an affair with his aide, and then when it came out, she killed herself. Is that what you're talking about?
She set herself on fire.
And that's right. She set herself on fire.
Yeah.
Forgot about that part.
You
are right.
You know who beat him was Brandon Herrera, who's the AK guy on YouTube.
Okay.
He beat that guy. And that guy was a veteran. Tony Gonzalez is a veteran. And he was saying that he was in front lines and all this kind of stuff, but he wasn't. He was up in a plane doing like networking stuff on the plane or whatever. Yeah.
Well, you might have been at the front lines. If you look at it like from above, it looks like you're right there at the front. But when you look at
flies.
Yeah, as the crow flies, it looks like you're right there on the front lines. It's just a little side note. He's 30,000 feet above the front lines. Little side note.
Brandon Herrera is a huge 2A advocate on social media and beat him.
I believe it was 2017. And it was a little known congressman from the state of Florida, if I remember right. I hope I get his last name right. By the name of Ron DeSantis. But he introduced a bill that before that, when misconduct happened and they had to pay out, you want to know who paid out? A slush fund of taxpayer money paid out the allegations. And he came around and said, pretty sure if you do that, you need to pay for it yourself. Pretty good dude. And now the first thing that pissed him off was saying, hey, could you just pay for your own sexual misconduct? I don't think it's a lot to ask. The second thing we're now asking is, if you do something illegal as a representation of this country, could we at least know about it? I don't think that's too much to ask. But apparently, according to our Congress, that's too much to ask. That's crazy. And again, I just want consistency. I want you to feel like I'm picking on you. Travis, if you went out and did something horrible to a girl, not that you ever would it be public information?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be. We could easily find it. It might even make the news.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on how bad it was. It might even be a Netflix documentary, depending on how bad it was. But if you're a servant of the people, whatever you do is covered up and hidden. And you guys are upset about the Epstein files, as you should be. You think we're going to get to the bottom of the Epstein files when these are the people? They won't even tell them themselves. That's insane. I've never, after that vote, 357 to 65. Whoever the 65 is can stay. Everyone else, leave. You're done. Leave.
Because
I'm so tired of it.
That should
so
also be
tired
public.
of it.
Who voted what? Make that public.
I believe that is public. How you vote is public, and that is public,
and that'll get out.
That they should pay for it at the polls. They should, but this story isn't going to gain much traction, which kills me. You want to talk about a bipartisan story? Fox should pick this up. CNN should pick this up. MSNBC, if they're still around, they're doing so bad. They should pick this up. Newsmax should pick this up. The BBC, it should go international, should pick this up. And other countries should be making fun of us and going, look how horrible the American Congress is. That's a joke. But no one's picking it up. I mean, it's not that no one's picking it up. It's out there. You can easily find that it's out there. But it seems to be no repercussion from, like, when this broke, it should have spread like wildfire. All these students that are out there upset at Palestine and upset at Venezuela and upset that an upstanding man like Maduro got kidnapped, and all these people who are really upset about Iran, which is funny. No one in Iran is really upset about what's going on in Iran, except for the horrible leaders that have been running atrocities for years. I mean, they're pretty upset about it. You can put your pickets down, you can make new ones, and you can march over there to Congress. That's something you should be marching about. Get your bullhorns out. Go take your purple hair over there and make good use of it. Now you're visible.
Yep.
Make a commotion. I'd get behind that, and we'd stand right next to you. I mean, and we'd look at each other as Americans and be like, look, we're not so different after all.
Have you seen the video of the congressman that stood in front of Congress and asked, is it NFL or the NBA? And he said like 30 domestic violences, 30 this, 30 that.
Right. DUIs,
and he's like,
drug
neither.
possessions.
Yeah. It was the Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing, as a citizen, a woman can lie about you and it will go to court and it's on your record, even though it's thrown out or they found you not guilty.
Correct.
That anyone can search you up and that will pop up there. But the government, they can do whatever they want and nothing will
I don't
pop up.
I say this almost in jest, but it's so ridiculous. It clearly, I guess is. But a part of me, if that's who you are and that's who you act, how about I withhold my tax dollars come April 15th until we get those names released? I'm sure Americans would love to do that. No one's going to do it. But at what point? At what point do we say, you know what? The tax money that you love so much to give away to other countries, how about I just hold on to that until you guys do? The only thing I'm asking you to do is what everyone else has to do. It's a big ask. I know. I'm just asking if you force yourself on another person. And by the way, I'm tired of the sexism that's been going on in this story because everyone's concerned about the women. There may be some men who have been forced by women that they didn't want advances on. What about those guys? Are they going to be okay? No one ever thinks about the men, do they?
No.
No one ever thinks about the men, Travis.
That's right.
That's why we have to do a man bar. It's come full circle.
Exactly.
We haven't forgot about you, men.
Approved.
Anyway, that one gets me. I'm telling you, that one really, really gets me. It's insane.
Because they have one job, that is to make laws and to protect, and in so doing, you protect the American people. That's your job. And they hide behind this, and that's just what they do these days, hide behind a story of false compassion. And they lose the big story, which is, look, yeah, they're victims. They're called victims for a reason. They're a victim of a crime. And yeah, the victim may not want that information to be brought out, but you know what? It has to, because that's justice. And that's what protects other victims from becoming victims, because you did your job and you weren't worried about what other people were thinking. You did what was right.
Hold on. Something just hit me while you were talking.
It should. It was good. It was good advice.
You know what else is crazy?
What?
I think we're assuming that the victims don't want this story out, even though that they will be protected. Anyone ever could care about what the victims actually want? Maybe the victims actually, I'm so mad, actually want some sort of justice. maybe they're pretty upset that something happened to them and no one even knows about it. And that guy or girl who is a perpetrator is up there giving speeches up on Capitol Hill with no repercussions, even though that person knows what animal that person is and no one else knows about it.
There's truth to that, but then you also have those victims, right, that come out and say something happened, but they don't want to be publicly, known because it could affect their job, it could affect their career. There's all kinds of other variables why they wouldn't want to be dragged into
but they won't be.
Investigation.
Their names will be hidden. They won't be.
Maybe
that wasn't the problem. That wasn't the argument. The argument wasn't that their names will be known. The argument was that if they hear their story of what happened to them, they'll be traumatized again. Not that their names will be released, because their names will be redacted.
They know that story every day of their life.
Exactly.
They're reminded by it every day of their life.
Right.
Come on, that's ridiculous,
Exactly.
people. Do your job. Do your job. Protect other people. That's it.
Absolutely. Any more super chats, Drew?
Let's see what we got here, brothers. Let's see.
Oh, real quick before we go there, Drew, go to go to the video with KingPixMedia.
Smarter Coffee did that little Valentine's Day cards, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I screenshotted the 3 that I wanted to put up for the podcast. They did 2 posts.
I hate that picture of me. I can't stand it because
I just thought it was so cool though.
That was
it was like, hey,
a girl when he says
Valentine's Day
that.
cards,
I hate that
here you
picture of
go.
me.
That was like the second after Brent found out my real name. he was like, wait, what is this? And then I was like, oh, my bad. I meant to tell you. And then like Vanessa just snapped the photo. So yeah, that was SHOT Show.
Yeah, just twin. I'd punch out and go to work with you. Happy Valentine's Day. He did these like 11 posts, and they did 11 photo carousel, and they did it again on the day of Valentine's. So it was like 2 separate things. I just thought it was really thoughtful the way that they did that.
He kind of included everybody.
Yeah. When this one says, I'd go to war with you again, bro, because you're the operator of my heart.
Oh my gosh.
What are we doing? Just making Valentine's Day cards out of bro pictures. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize that. You want a Valentine's Day card from me, Travis?
Yeah, you gonna be my Valentine?
we just got a picture that we took for your episode that we could turn into a Valentine's Day card.
Go. Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about. I just have to tell me. Speaking of man things, tell me about your car.
Oh, that's.
Tell me about your baby. You've had this thing ever since I've known you.
I've had it
over 10 years.
And
you had it before that, obviously.
13 years.
Okay.
And it's currently torn apart for the second or third time.
Yeah.
But it's a 69 Camaro. Love that car ever since I was a kid. And I'm always, it's always a project. It'll never be finished.
Right.
But right now I'm doing some pretty wild stuff to it. And how I got there is kind of ridiculous.
What is it?
So it's a 396 big block that's bored out to a 402. And I wanted to have long tube headers on it. And I updated all the steering components to modern steering stuff like Ride Tech. And I could not for the life of me find headers that would fit long tube headers.
Right.
So after buying and trying like 3 different sets of headers, I was like, well, if I turbo it, then I don't have that steering issue anymore. So now it's a twin turbo big block.
Right.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
You don't that solves your header issue and your steering issue.
Yeah.
If you use your exhaust for turbos, that's one of the best man justifications I've ever heard. I want to be a fly on the wall when you bring that up to your wife, all right, baby, here's the thing. Yeah. We're having some exhaust issues, and the only way around them is check this out. If I put twin turbos on the car, that would reroute the exhaust system, kind of solve that. And be like, oh, okay, if that's what'll solve your exhaust problem, what'll that cost? Oh, well, it's not all about cost.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about doing it right.
Well, let me tell you what it would cost if I fixed it a different way. Because my other option is, doing an LS swap, which is 15 to 20 grand, or doing this, doing that, and
And what
year? Man math.
What year is your Camaro?
A 69.
69 Camaro. Yeah, and black. Yeah, that thing. She's a beaut. She's an absolute.
I've done a ton of stuff to it. I mean,
of course, we talked about. I mean, you'll pull the boost way down, but you'll make 700-800 horsepower without trying on that on accident. Yeah, and that's just keeping it literally as tame as possible.
Yeah,
that thing can make over 1,000 horsepower real quick if you wanted to on the right gas.
Yeah. And I love to go fast.
And you love to go fast. Telling on myself. I had court this morning for going fast. Yeah. So don't go too fast.
It's like with everything, there's consequences.
Luckily, I haven't had a speeding ticket in forever. And there was a bunch of people. It was Zoom court, and I guess in Lee County, almost in anything that's like over 10 or 15 goes to court. And I just barely made the threshold and had to go to court. And person after person is like, hey, I'd like you to no contest or not guilty, and please withhold adjudication. And she'd look at it and be like, you're on a suspended license right now. You've had 3 in the last 3 years. No, I'm not withholding adjudication. You'll go to an 8-hour driving course, and you'll get the points, and you'll pay the fine. And don't get me wrong, she was actually very nice. I was really surprised at how nice and patient she was. But everyone kept on asking her to withhold adjudication, and everyone had the worst driving record. And I'm like, please. Don't get me wrong. My driving record's atrocious. From age 18 to like 21 or 22. Several suspended license, on points, careless driving, just young guy in a fast car stuff.
Oh yeah.
I haven't had a speeding ticket in at least over a decade or more. Since then and now, I've had 2 or 3 tickets. Only one of them was a speeding ticket. Pretty clean, and it got to me. And so I said what everyone else said. I was like, guilty. I feel like no contest is just if you're not man enough to say guilty, like guilty, Your Honor, but please withhold adjudication. And like 20 in a row. My last name's Tucker, so I have to sit. It was alphabetical order, so I have to sit here all the way to the end. And she gave me this look like, I'm kind of tired of this, but I'll look. And she was like, you've been good for a really long time. And I was like, thank you. And she's like, 8-hour driving course, and we'll withhold points, no adjudication. And I was like, did you really have to throw in that 8-hour driving course? That's a long time.
No kidding.
8-hour driving course. I got it.
You got to do it all at once.
Yeah.
It's probably better.
Am I going to do it?
If you drive, if you,
it's going to get done.
Yes, you are going to do it.
Yes, I'm going to do it. You dang right, I'm going to do it.
Can you speed through it and make it shorter?
Well, anyway, and the other part about the car thing is, I'm kind of on a timeline to finish it, because a few years ago I bought my oldest boy his first car, truck.
Okay,
I bought him a '69 C10 short wide.
Nice.
And I need to get mine done and out of the way so that me and him can start building that together.
I don't know if it was a trip after you in SERE. I don't know if I told you this story. Well, you're talking about man skills.
Yeah.
We brought the Rangers in to drive for us one mission, and I guess we weren't specific enough. And I don't remember how many drivers we needed. We had like 6 or 8 drivers.
Yep.
And the particular vehicles we were using were stick shift.
Yeah. Toyota Hiluxes.
All but 2 or 3 of them didn't know how to drive a stick. And these poor Rangers weren't doing anything. they were stuck doing basically like aircraft security stuff, CSAR type stuff.
Yep.
And when they heard, the boys needed help and you can get to go on a mission, they were like, the ones we got were so happy. They were so happy to be in the country we were about to do the thing we were about to do.
Yeah.
And to have to look at those guys and be like, you don't know how to drive a stick shift? And I'm like, no. They're like, but I can learn.
Yeah.
Like, man, I love the attitude right now, but now ain't the time to learn.
Yeah.
Like we're doing this thing tomorrow, and we literally had to get an emergency resupply of Rangers that could drive a stick shift. And I don't want to sound like I'm beating up on Rangers over that. And that is young men, across this country. Like driving a stick shift is just a lost art.
And if I remember right, eventually we taught them. Like we took them driving, and to see if they could or not.
Oh, was that your trip?
Yeah.
Okay, but I thought it was a trip after that. Yeah, I forgot. Well, never mind.
Yeah,
I should have started that. Do you remember the time I started getting trips mixed up?
That's easy.
Yeah, that was. Oh, I felt so bad for those guys.
I remember.
I really did.
They were awesome.
All right. Let's see. Let's get ready to head out of here. It's been a whole one. Any more super chats left, Drew? If not, let's get ready.
I don't know. We got a few. Let's see. We got Fire Dog says, I hope people everywhere will watch out what is going on in Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on in Virginia? What do you got?
They're trying to take away guns.
Uh-oh.
I forget what the guy's name is, but he's not from America, and he wants to take the Second Amendment away from people.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Good. You've shown yourself.
Come and get them.
Let's see. Right Wing Nut says a green beret with a 69 Camaro. Don't mind me. I'm not jealous.
You remember that? That meme that comes around every Father's Day, and it's like an old school green beret, and he goes, "Oh, your dad's not a green beret? Then tell him I said Happy Mother's Day." you ever see that one? You sure you see it? Yeah. Oh, you're not a green beret with a 69 Camaro? Yeah. Tell him I said Happy Mother's Day.
You got two moms.
You got two moms.
Travis, have you been to SEMA?
No, I want to go so bad, and it's always around my birthday,
Well,
like
I've been
the
going
week
for
of it.
20 years.
Oh my God, I would love to go.
You got to know someone.
That's true. Let's do it.
I got you.
I'm in.
Let's see. Kane Korsoff says, what's one thing you would have done differently in high school or before you joined the military?
It's one thing you'd have done differently in high school. Oh, that's a good question.
Probably for both of y'all.
Oh, what do you got?
Did you guys go to ROTC?
No.
We were both in. And you could still go to ROTC and be enlisted, obviously, but
yeah,
we didn't have ROTC at my particular homeschool. There you go. Now he's got it. Okay.
Well, the movies Dad had us watch might have counted.
That's right. Yeah. My dad read every Tom Clancy book and every military movie that came out. We were watching it. So I went through a version of redneck ROTC. You played 8-man football, didn't you, in high school?
I did.
What is that, like 3 linemen? And then,
basically.
That's like,
yeah. So I moved back and forth between California and Oklahoma, but I did my freshman, sophomore year in California, or in Oklahoma, and then my junior and senior year in California. But when I was in Oklahoma, it was a very, very small school. So I had 16 in my graduating class. And because we were so small, we played 8-man football. We were Class C school. And then, on the flip side, when I went to California, I went from 16 to 600, and it's just completely different world.
Yeah. But not just numerically, but probably culturally as well.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't expect that reaction. Yeah. I knew the answer, but yeah.
Oh, no. Like when I went to school in Oklahoma, I mean, kids, 16-year-olds still drove to school with a pickup and a rifle hanging in the window, kind of deal. We had FFA. We did
Future Farmers of America.
Yeah.
For all you big city folks. Yeah. Every small town person knows FFA.
We learned how to weld.
Yeah.
We did a lot of different things.
Shop
and
class.
Yeah. They don't even, I bet they don't do shop class anymore.
It's not on the budget.
They
It's not
do
on the
home
budget.
ec anymore? I bet not.
But 8-man was wild. I mean, it's so fast paced, a lot of running. And because you're playing both ways.
Yeah.
Like I would play the JV game and then turn around and play some of the varsity game as a freshman.
I'd prefer to use the term Ironman football.
Yeah, that's the term.
Rather than playing both ways.
Yep. That's the term.
See what you did there.
Yes.
For future reference.
Even Drew got it.
You are correct.
I'm embarrassed.
That is the term.
I wrote down Iron Maiden for the outro, and I didn't write down what song it was.
No. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
The chats will tell us.
Okay. Yeah. Some of the chats let us know.
Or they'll just tell us their favorite Iron Maiden song.
I have to answer. Is there anything different you would do? I forgot about that. Did you answer that question?
No, I didn't. Different? I guess I don't understand the question. Is there anything different I would do prior to joining the military?
Oh, in high school. For me, I was probably like 5'3" at the beginning of high school, and I was probably 5'6", 5'7" at the end of high school. So I would have been taller, bigger, and better looking. I don't know if that's an answer that I could change, but if I could change that, that's what I'd have done.
I would have forced myself to eat more.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I was like you. I was a small guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, still am. But
who'd have known you'd have been a future gym commander?
Right.
That's a joke that's coming out on the recording, the recorded session.
Yeah.
I nominated Travis as our gym commander, and he ruled that gym with an iron fist.
Yeah. I mean, I was the obvious choice.
You were the obvious choice because I knew you'd hold the standard. I want to get into a whole because it's in the recorded, but me and you came up with the board of manly feats.
Yeah, feats of manliness.
Feats of manliness.
Yeah,
and it's not uncommon to have something like that, but it's usually like a 1,200-pound club, 1,300-pound club. It's not as robust as ours was, and it was like max pull-ups, 135 bench, 100 times. 4 time, 135-pound curls.
Yep.
Max reps.
Fastest speed on the curve.
Fastest speed on the curve. That was legitimate. Hard. Yeah. And I nominated you as the gym commander. If anyone wanted to get a shot at the title for any of those events, they had to come grab Travis and say, "Hey, I'm ready to do this," because I knew form was important to you.
Well, and because of the nature of
can't be half repping it. We can't be half repping it.
But the funny part is because of the nature of our schedule, everybody worked out at different times, and I'd be doing whatever, and I get some dude come running up to me and be like, "Hey, I need you to come to the gym right now." Like he just gotten warmed up and he was ready to take on this thing.
And he realized today was his day.
I'm like, "Oh, all right, let me stop what I'm doing to come watch you fail at the 135.
Oh man, I loved it.
All right, the song, Brent, is "Run to the Hills."
I thought it was "Run to the Hills."
And AAA, all that stuff. Have you heard of Osmond Gold?
I have not heard of Osmond Gold.
So I looked him up because I never heard of him.
Okay.
And he's a YouTuber for like a decade.
Okay.
Became wealthy. I don't know. You guys know anything about what Osmond Gold is doing?
No.
I don't know. He became wealthy being a YouTuber for a decade, doing War of Witchcraft or something like that. War of Warcraft, something. One of them video games.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of that silly stuff, Devin gets me into the weirdest things sometimes. I feel like you have. Have you ever heard of the burnt peanut?
No.
So he's like a video game streamer, but he's in this peanut, a filter. So you don't know who he is.
Okay.
And he's just hilarious. He's funny. And he roasts people all the time.
He's a peanut that roasts. That's funny.
Yeah. He has like 60 to 70,000 people live on his live stream every Basically, we're basically the same. Yeah. And he does it every day except for Sundays. Are you kidding me? He does say some funny stuff. Like someone said something about America one time. He's like, hold on, pause the game. Let me tell you, we have a black flying Dorito that's worth more of your country's GDP, and just like goes on this rant about how great America is, and for that guy to shut up. So he's just really good at really witty, fast comebacks, and happens to be a gamer. Anyway, it blew my mind when I saw the amount of people watching that. Huh. And I get it. It was interesting. He's funny, but 60 to 70,000 people watching that every night. It's crazy. Yeah. Here we go. Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills.
Ace of Spades next.
Am I wrong to think that if you're a natural born citizen, you shouldn't hold office? Your children who are born here would have that right. I don't disagree with that. I know how it could be. Of course, they'll fling things at you and call you racist and call you this and call you that. But no, to represent the people, I don't think it's a big ass to say you should be born here to do that.
You can't be president with that.
That's right. You can't be president.
But you can hold other offices if you want.
I don't like that double standard. I think that should. I get behind that. Six's mom, I can get behind that. So I didn't elaborate my last iMessage about MREs. 100% tested this year, and including chow hall food, had glyphosate and 12 to 7. What's that?
Glyphosates.
Glyphosate. No one else was going to know that. Why'd you do that to me? Sorry. If I turn around and you're not wearing a lab coat and you're talking about glyphosates and 12 to 17 different pesticides and also growth hormones, that's okay.
Yeah.
For beef and pork livestock. For some reason, why am I not completely surprised about that?
No, I mean, have you ever had an MRE?
Right, it doesn't taste healthy.
That's not healthy.
It doesn't taste healthy. Osmond Gold TV is based. I watch him daily. He now covers a lot of politics, news, and current events. Should watch some of his stuff. I will. I'll look into him. Let's see if I can get this before it goes away. Oh, and it did. Oh, no. Apache 64 Hunter, Brent, Drew, looking to come to Florida soon. Would love to come on by. When you both drink coffee on the go, what kind of cup do you use? I would bring you some unit level swag on a Yeti product. Yeah, those Yeti things, they're just the best. They're the best for everything.
Yeah.
They're the best.
As far as coffee, I use the biggest cup I can find that fits in my cup holder.
Hey, message us at the Tier1 podcast at gmail.com. And whenever you're in town, come on by. We almost made it through the night without a troll. Almost. Who do we got? Who's trolling?
I don't know. This JAH275, he's talking all kinds of crap.
What's okay?
First he said you talk shite about anybody who's not Tier 1. And then I replied to him, well, tell me how you don't know Brent without telling me you don't know Brent.
Yeah.
And then he said, Brent sold me moldy, bad cigars. And I'm like, well, now I know you're lying because I'm the one in charge of cigars and there's not a single piece of mold on the thousands of cigars that I have.
We smoke them all the time. We know.
I said, put your real name up there instead of being a beta male coward.
He's got Drew fired up.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do.
He says, is that how you treat your customers? Well, why are you bringing this up in a public forum?
Right.
If you really had a legitimate problem, that's a troll move.
Yeah. Drew answers emails every day and has the best customer service.
And apparently I also answer chats on the Tier 1 podcast.
And honestly, and if that were a problem, please email him.
Yeah, I already put my email there. Yeah. My apologies
there you go.
if you're not a troll, but you sound like a troll. Sorry.
All right.
That's on you, not me, buddy. But I'll take care of you if that's what's going on. But I don't know why you got mold because we don't have any.
But I'm not dogging on you, even though you were dogging on me, so I should, but I won't. For you to say I look down on anyone that's Tier 1, almost every one of our guests isn't.
Yeah, I'm not tier 1.
Tier 1. Yeah, you weren't tier 1, and you were one of my best friends that trip. 10 years later, we still talk. And as soon as you retired, I was like, Trash, you got to come down and hang out with me.
Yeah.
So I hate to dismantle your argument so easily with literally our guests here and other people that weren't even in the military and come to our show. And I'd like to think they think I treat them with respect. So that was just unfair of you, to be honest. Daniel Mello, Frank, that makes.
Oh, that's my buddy.
Oh, is that your buddy?
Yeah.
Frank, that makes sense, being that he is from Mass, 25 years, then retired. I'm just glad I got to hear the stories that I do. Is he a masshole?
He is. No, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, but he's from Massachusetts? Yeah.
Oh, I think he's from Florida. His parents might be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from Florida, I believe.
JAH275, Rangers lead the way. I think I know what the 275 in your screen name stands for.
There we go.
That makes sense. T-Bone, I am tier 32. Get at me. Oh, man. Frank, Daniel Mello, yeah, he probably went from active 10th to the reserve in 11th. Here's some random SF history that, you'll know this. It's all right. Run through the real quick, the active duty groups, just their numbers.
1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 10th.
Of course, and the 2 National Guard groups?
19th and 20th.
They came from 2 reserve units. What were their numbers?
11th and...
Nice.
I don't know.
11th and 12th.
12th?
Yes. What group is SWIC? SWIC has a group designator. Did you know that?
No.
You got issued it when you went to Robin, your ODA numbers and Robin Sage and things like that. It's not necessarily, I don't know if it's exactly official, but that's
0.
9th group.
Really? That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. All your ODA numbers like throughout the course were started with a 9, and that's why. All right, there were some fun facts for you.
Did you get all these? I don't know.
Yep, let me get back to them.
I don't know
just in case. Yep, I got all those.
Okay.
All right, we've done it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another live. Travis, thanks so much for coming down. It was a blast to do a recording with you. Thanks for staying for a live. The live is, I'm sure, will be the best part of your trip. I hope it is.
Yeah, this was fun.
We still got stories to tell in the garage. As always, we'll all go hang out there. From the couch, what do you guys got? Closing
God
words.
First, America first, and America only.
That's a 3-way tie.
Well done.
And that's a 2-way tie. That's a 2-way tie and then parsed in 3 ways. Wrap your mind around that. But I like it. I get behind it. Magnet from Lion Arms.
America first.
Okay. I get behind that.
All right, guys, go to Truth in the Dark. Subscribe. Check out Bible Proven True, Prophecies in the Bible. It's the only book in the whole world that has that kind of information. Not another book on the planet is like the Bible. Don't believe all the nerds that say they're all the same, talking about the same God. And go to frcc.shop for coffee, cigars, and bourbon.
About time to go out there and taste some bourbon.
Yeah, I'm ready.
What do you got? You got the last word, Travis.
Well, I just so glad that you had me here, and it's been a pleasure. It's been too long.
It's been too long. Heck yeah.
Drive fast.
Drive fast. Keep it between the ditches. See you guys in the garage. See you guys next time.